Round one, fight!
What's up, guys? Welcome to another episode of Tournament Fights. This is episode number 36 coming at you. And tonight we're talking best movie set mostly in one location. So either they take place all in one location, or they just have like a small segment maybe that's not, but the majority of the movie takes place in one location. So this should be a fun time. There'll be some surprises, some movies that when I was doing some research for this, they even surprised me that they were set in one location. When you think about it, you're like, yep, that's in one location. So, but I'm your host tonight, Jordan Movie Hero Anderson, and we'll go ahead and introduce our panel for tonight. We have one of my co-hosts tonight, Austin Pez Howell. How's it going?
Well, I didn't stray too far from my one location today, as I just on my day off did housework and watched all of Boba Fett today, which I hadn't touched at all. So, nice. I'm ready to talk about movies now that I've finally got some TV out of the way. So, yeah, talking about these one location movies, there's quite a few of them actually when you start doing the research. So it's pretty cool. You said, mostly one location. Yes, a few of these movies. There's a few other scenes here and there, but if the crux of the plot, if the majority of the main plot takes place in one location, that's what we're looking for, essentially.
Yeah, no, we're doing the same thing this weekend. I'm going to take the weekend because like we seem to just watch movies as prep for all these shows.
Pretty much all the time.
Yeah, so I got to finish the book of Boba Fett. I've only seen the first 3 episodes, and then I want to watch Peacemaker. I want to watch that.
Yeah, started watching that too.
Mm-hmm. And also I got to go see Jackass Forever. I got some tickets to go see it tomorrow, so I'm finally going to go see it. So yeah. But anyways, continuing on, we also have in the house Chris Scott.
What's up, guys?
Hello.
Hey, it's good to have you,
dude. Yeah, nice to be here for another episode, and to talk about movies set in mostly one location. I'm excited because a lot of these on this list I've seen, and some of them I haven't. But in this case,
that's okay.
Vote on the cover we love.
Yeah.
So if the cover is beautiful, I'm voting for it.
No, but if you haven't seen it, we got to kick you out, Chris. You can't be here if you haven't seen it. Sorry.
You have to see every movie to come on Tournament Fight. Sorry. Yeah, you're just
a requirement. Yeah.
Well, actually, in that case, I've seen every one of these movies.
Yeah. Right.
I didn't go to lie.
He's gonna lie and BS his ass off.
Movies all day long.
Yeah.
Yep. And also, believe it or not, he's not actually an actual member of this channel yet, but he's on almost every episode. Richie,
he should be like an honorary member.
Thought about I'm glad you're doing this episode now and not at the start of the pandemic because that would have been very on the nose.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
So stuck in one location. That would be fun. I've seen a lot of the movies. I think I anticipate that I've seen a lot of movies they're going to bring up, so it should be fun.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. And then also we have joining us another regular on the Movie Hero Network. We have Steven Shepard. How's it going?
And in typical fashion, he comes up with the muted.
Always.
It never fails.
I had to mute myself because.
Well, that's your gimmick at this point. So you might as well just start talking.
Just stay muted. It's okay.
Yeah. Steven, I'm muted. Shepard. Right?
Yeah. For sure.
I've seen most of the movies. I haven't seen all of them, but I've seen a lot of them.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Most of the stuff on the list is fairly mainstream stuff. We didn't dig. There's definitely independent ones you can really dig about. People who made movies for $100,000 that are literally set in one location. But we tried to go fairly mainstream with most of the picks. Not too obscure.
Yeah, and one of the things that I like about this is that for movies set in one location, you get movies from all different genres. I mean, you could have some comedies, you could have some horror movies, you could have some action movies, you can have some dramas. I mean, pretty much everything. So So it runs the gamut. So yeah, so that should be fun to kind of mix up some genres here. So, but Austin, do you want to kind of break it down how it's going to work tonight for anyone who might be tuning in, and then I'll bring up the bracket.
Yeah, so Tournament Fights is a little bit different than Tier Ranker, which is what we've been heavy on lately. But we do sort of a March Madness style basketball bracket of 64 movies. So we took 64 of these one location movies and threw them into a randomizer, and randomized and jumbled them all up and got them in here all random in the two different sides of the bracket. So we'll have 32 on each side. And what we'll do is it'll just be kind of a rapid fire voting thing. So no big long debates or essays, just kind of 20, 30 seconds apiece. Give us a quick thought on the movie and your vote, one or the other, A or B, and we'll make our way to a winner. So we usually take a little bit longer on the outside bracket, but then once we get on the inner ones and we've kind of seen everything once, we kick it into overdrive and really pace towards the finish there. Excuse me. So that's kind of how it works, and you can vote for literally any reason you want. Posters, the people in the movie if you haven't seen it, if you just like one movie or the other. If you dislike one movie way more than the other, even if you dislike both movies, go for it, whichever one you want, or if something knocked out one of your favorites earlier, you can vote out of spite. Spite votes are always fun, but you can vote for any reason you want to. And we've got 5 people tonight, so no need for tiebreakers tonight. So should be pretty easy. Nice. So we'll roll through this thing and see what we got here and start voting. So it should be fun.
Yeah, and you do have to vote no matter what, even if you haven't seen both movies. You still got to vote for which one that you'd like to see, or for whatever reason, just go in and vote.
And then we'll throw the Elite 8 from this evening. Once we get down to there, those will be in the poll in the Schmodown Friends and Family group tomorrow. So we'll throw that up there, and everybody can vote on their favorites. So pretty simple, and we'll get it going here.
All right, sounds good. So I'll go ahead and reveal our first matchup. So we have Locke with Tom Hardy going up against Dog Day Afternoon with Al Pacino. So
right off the bat, a tough one.
I know. Yeah.
All right, so we rotate the starting vote each time. So we'll literally start at the bottom, and Mr. Steven Shepard, we got Locke versus Dog Day Afternoon.
Yeah. So these are two of the ones that I have seen the majority of the movies on this list, but these are two that I haven't seen.
There you go. Always a great way to start. That's okay.
Yeah. Let's get them out of the way.
I'm assuming you've at least heard of both of these movies, though, at least.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, they're both movies that I've been meaning to watch for sure. There is several A24 movies that are on this list, and so I've only seen like a handful of A24 movies. Locke, unfortunately, isn't one of them, but I do plan on getting to it very soon because I plan on doing a show myself all about A24 movies. So I'll need to watch all of the A24 movies. But I know it's supposed to be a classic, and of course Al Pacino is always great. So I will go with Dog Day Afternoon.
Okay. Yeah. Well, Richie, what are you going to go for?
Yeah, man. I'd argue if you hadn't heard of Dog Day Afternoon, I would argue that you should go on a movie based on a YouTube channel. But it's still good. Dog Day Afternoon is a classic. But I always champion Locke. I think it's a very underrated movie. About a dude, takes place solely in his car. It's about a dude whose sort of life just unravels with every phone call. Even it's just got Tom Hardy, but it's Olivia Colman's in it as well as a voice and a few other people. But yeah, it's a very intriguing movie. It just works. And just because I know which way it's going to go, because Dog Day Afternoon is a classic, I'll show some love for Locke.
Yeah, sounds good.
Chris?
Well, Chris?
So it kind of took me a while, or took me a moment, but I love a Dog Day Afternoon, but I especially love Locke. Locke was one of the movies that surprised the hell out of me. It was so good, and I don't usually go with like kind of the artsy kind of style, but this worked. Like, it was a powerful movie, incredible performances. Absolutely Locke.
Yeah, sounds good. Austin.
Yeah, much love to Locke for Tom Hardy carrying the entire movie, basically just him in this car, and taking phone calls and just watching his life break down. But in this case, I'm going to go with the classic. I'm going to go with Dog Day Afternoon. Pacino's great, and John Cazale, who was Fredo in the Godfather movies. We lost him in the late '90s. He didn't get to make a lot of movies before he kind of died unexpectedly. He's really, really great. So I'm going to go with the classic on this one. I'm going to stick with Dog Day Afternoon. Attica. Dog Day Afternoon.
Yeah. Well, for me, I'm in the same boat as Steven, actually. I haven't seen either one of these, and these are two movies that I've been meaning to get to. But I have seen the trailers for both of these, so I can just kind of base it more off of that. But for me, the one that looks like I would rather watch is probably Locke. I'm more of a Tom Hardy guy than an Al Pacino guy. I understand Al Pacino is one of the all-time greats, but for me, like sometimes I'm just not like all the way in on some Al Pacino movies. So I think Locke just kind of the whole premise just sounds really, really cool. And for Locke, you even have some performances from like Tom Holland. I don't know if he's actually in it or if he just does like a voice.
It's just their voices.
Yeah,
everything's just their voices. Yeah, all these people's voices.
Yeah, and then you have like Olivia Colman. You have Ruth Wilson. You got a bunch of these guys kind of just calling in. So yeah, I'm gonna go with Locke. So, and I think
all right, a little bit of an upset that for Locke in the first round. Yeah, here.
Yeah,
I will say it's a little bit more impressive for a movie to be good and only take place in a car than it is for a movie that takes place in a bank, because you have more space for stuff in a bank than you would in a car.
Right, yeah. Yep, but next we have Panic Room going up against Free Fire. All right.
Okay.
So
right.
so
Richie?
So it's Richie, yeah.
Mm-hmm. I'm surprised to see Free Fire here. I thought it was an unread movie when it came out and didn't get. I think it's criminally underseen. I think it's a decent movie. Brie Larson's really great. But yeah, and Panic Room is really good too. As you know, I'm a Kristen Stewart guy. Can't go.
Jordan's favorite actress, now Oscar nominated Kristen Stewart.
Oh yeah, Oscar nominated. Yeah, she is.
And look, Oscar nominated Kristen Stewart, and I don't know. I think she will. But there's a good chance she could win. Anyway, you can't go past Jared Leto with Direct, or whatever it was, the corners. But yeah, so much love to Free Fire. I will go Panic Room though. I love Dave Fincher and
yeah, sounds good. Chris, what do you think?
So Richie, unlike you, I am glad that I saw Free Fire for free because that's what it's worth. And even then, I wanted my time back. I was like, what was that thing? It made me trust it. Well, I can't trust everything by Scorsese after all. But Panic Room is freaking incredible.
Scorsese.
Yeah. Scorsese's not.
Well,
wasn't it Scorsese?
Yeah, he was the producer.
No. Ben Wheatley, but I mean, Scorsese may have something to do with the distribution, but yeah, he didn't actually make the movie.
Okay, well, then I screwed up there, but anyways, regardless, Free Fire was horrible.
Yeah.
Well, Austin, what do you think?
Yeah, Free Fire is okay. It's an underrated little movie. I don't think it's like a masterpiece or anything, but it was an okay movie. Set in this kind of warehouse with these guys squaring off on like kind of a gun deal gone bad sort of thing. But I've rewatched Panic Room recently, and while it's not the greatest David Fincher movie, it's a nice little early 2000s thriller, and maybe recency bias, but I'll go Panic Room for that one.
Yeah, so for me,
recency bias.
Yeah.
Meaning that he's sort of
because I watched it for let's rank stuff when we did David Fincher movies like within the last like 2 months. So it's more of a recency bias thing seeing it recently.
Yeah. Well, for me, I have seen Panic Room and it was fine. Like I didn't love it, but it was a fun time. Like I definitely enjoyed it. So I mean, but I have not seen Free Fire. But the thing is, though, I am not a Kristen Stewart fan, as was already mentioned. I can't stand her as an actress, so I got to use my spite vote and go for Free Fire because it actually sounds pretty interesting, despite what everyone else said. Like it has a pretty stacked cast. I mean, Brie Larson, Charlotte Copley, Cillian Murphy Army Hammer. I don't want to say his name too loud, but yeah. so yeah, but yeah. So I'm gonna vote Free Fire. So yeah.
All right.
Steven? What do you think?
Now use your spike vote, Stephen, to vote for Panic Room. Yeah, that's right.
Well, I'm going to vote for Panic Room because I've seen it and I haven't seen Free Fire. And I don't have anything against Kristen Stewart. I actually like her. I actually like her in movies that aren't, in the Twilight franchise.
Yeah. Do it here.
Army Screwdriver.
Yeah,
Army,
right.
Ratchet, Army Wrench.
It's pretty weird. Yeah. He's the main character, one of the main characters in Death on a Nile, and it's pretty.
And they scrubbed him from like all the marketing. They like scrubbed him from the poster. They like scrubbed him from all the trailers. Like he's like secretly in the. It's more like a secret cameo now.
Yeah, right.
I have the poster right here. He's in it.
Okay.
No. Oh, I mean, no. Recently, when they've redone the poster, that was like an old one. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, it sounds like Panic Room it is. So.
Yeah, because that was another one where Death of the Nile got delayed a couple of times. Like it was supposed to come out like last year or something like that, like early last year. It's been delayed for a while.
Yeah, but moving on to the next, we got another Cillian Murphy movie with Red Eye going up against Green Room. All right.
Another A24 movie.
Yeah, right.
Third one in a row.
The battle of the colors.
The win. Yeah, right.
Red versus green.
The
Christmas colors.
Yeah, right.
Which of the Christmas color movies do you want? They have nothing to do with Christmas.
Absolutely, Red Eye. Red Eye was such a damn good movie. That movie surprised the hell out of me from beginning to end. Yeah, it was awesome.
Yeah, sounds good. Huh? Austin.
Yeah, I think I'm kind of in the same boat. I like Green Room. I'm in the thing where I know some people hate it, but I think it's all right. But I'm not as over the moon about it as other people are. But Red Eye is a fun little Wes Craven movie, like from his later career. It's really, really good. Again, Cillian Murphy, we just talked about, Rachel McAdams, just kind of on this plane with nice ratcheting of the tension. I like Red Eye a lot, so I'm going to go with the late great Wes Craven. I'm going to go with Red Eye on this one. Yeah,
and I will say that the Green Room was the movie that I had very high hopes for. But it's like just one of those movies, like generic movies from me, where they just put a bunch of people in a random place and then they just start chopping them up, or like they get they're like arms cut off, or they're like their faces sliced up, and like it's way too much gore for me. I'm not a huge fan of like too much gore. Like it was kind of cool to see Patrick Stewart as like a like kind of devious bastard, kind of like villain type character, but like overall I didn't really like it. Green Room, you'll kind of see as we move along. If it's a bunch of people trapped in a room getting chopped up, I'm probably not going to be a huge fan of that, but we'll see. But Red Eye's great though. Yeah, like it's a lot of tension for Rachel McAdams and Cillian Murphy on the airplane. Like you kind of like think one way about Cillian Murphy, and then you find out he's something else, and like so it's a lot of fun. So yeah, I'm gonna go with Red Eye. Steven?
Red Eye is at its best in the middle of the movie that takes place on the plane. It does get a little silly when they leave the plane in the third act. But I'll still go with Red Eye because I want to see Green Room because I love seeing Patrick Stewart play villains. Since he's known mostly for Picard and Xavier, it's always fun seeing him. Like I loved him in Conspiracy Theory, where he played a villain in that too.
Yeah. Well, if you want to see him play the leader of a neo-Nazi group, I have the movie for you.
But Red Eye is not great, but it's a solid little thriller. I'll go with Red Eye.
Yeah, I will say it too. R.I.P. Anton Yelchin. There's a comment here. He was an incredible actor that we lost way too soon. So yeah, R.I.P. to him. So yeah, but Richie, what do you think?
That was literally what I was about to say. And the Patrick Stewart. Patrick Stewart was great as a neo-Nazi. Not as simple as I thought I was going to say, but he is good. He's really good at the movie. And it's such a fun movie. Yeah, and Anton Yelchin, great actor. But yeah, I only watched Red Eye maybe in the last couple of years. It was just one of those it's one of those blind spots for me. And
Is that a cat?
so
Chris blowing his nose.
Sorry, I should have like balanced my head.
Muted himself.
No, it's all good.
Yeah, it's all good, man. It's one of those blind spots for me, but yeah, I really enjoyed it. It's a fun little thriller. I love Wes Craven. I do tend to agree with Steven that it does get a bit silly after they get off the plane, but it doesn't take away from me. So I'll go Red Eye, but Green Room's good.
Yeah. All right. Sweet for Red Eye.
And was Red Eye a Wes Craven movie? I didn't even realize that.
Yeah, it's a Wes Craven movie. Yeah, he did
dang.
it. Yeah, it was kind of in between Scream 3 and Scream 4. Yeah, he did a couple of bad movies, but this is one of the good movies he did. He did like this movie called Cursed, like it's really bad, and like a couple other like goofy like bad movies. But this is one of the No, Drag Me to Hell with Sam Raimi.
Drag Me to Hell with Sam Raimi.
Yeah.
But
yeah, Red Eye's
some
kind
good,
of
some bad. This one was better ones.
A little off the beaten path for him, but still has some kind of like, well, not really horror, but I guess you can be scared.
It's a horror thriller, kind of.
If the tension's high enough, yeah, because it does kind of have it like kind of a slasher. So yeah. But all right. So up next we have Quarantine going up against Ex Machina. Ooh.
Oh, this one's easy.
Yeah, easy. All right.
Yeah.
What you guys think?
I'll get started. Yeah. I'll save some thoughts for Ex Machina later. I just want to get my Quarantine rant out of the way really quick. Quarantine commits the unforgivable sin of having literally that poster shot that's on the poster and the final shot of the movie in the trailer. So like that's bullshit, and like fuck the marketing department for doing that. Like that's literally like the last shot of the movie. So spoiler alert, but it's not worth your time anyways. The original movie Wreck is much better than Quarantine. Meanwhile, Ex Machina is a really fun movie, with just like essentially 3 performances in this one, the one location. So Ex Machina, much better movie, and screw Quarantine for putting all that shit in the trailer and the poster, and literally the poster. So yeah, Ex Machina.
Yeah, right.
But was that the only thing wrong with the movie?
Oh, it's also terribly done and much inferior to the original Wreck movie. It's just like over-the-top performances. The production design is not fairly good. It was just kind of a cheap knockoff they put out literally a year later after Wreck, just to kind of capitalize on it. And it's just very sloppily made.
Yeah. And for Ex Machina or like Ex Machina, Ex Machina, like when it first came out, like I had no idea how to pronounce it. I was working at a movie theater at the time, so like me and all my coworkers had no idea how to pronounce it. But I went to go see it on a whim because at a time where I was just watching everything because I got to see them all for free. And this movie it blew me away. I actually saw it twice in theaters, and that's probably my favorite performance from Alicia Vikander maybe she's ever done. And then you have Domhnall Gleeson, you have Oscar Isaac. There's a lot of fun just kind of like them at this island. And then Alicia Vikander is like some kind of like robot or like artificial intelligence. I don't know what you want to call it, but like android. But yeah, and also you get to see her completely naked in it. So there's that. but yeah. So but it's a lot of fun though. Like it's a good story that kind of keeps you on the edge of your seat. So and Quarantine's a piece of shit. So I'll just go with Ex Machina. So
well, and the guy who directed Quarantine, I looked it up. He likes the found footage. He did the Poughkeepsie tapes, and he did As Above, So Below, which is kind of underrated for a found footage movie. But he also did Devil, which will be on this list at some point, I believe. The one in the elevator, and he did that movie No Escape with Owen Wilson and Pierce Brosnan, where they're trying to escape like Thailand or something. Or But yeah, that movie's not bad, but it seems like he makes a lot of mediocre movies, essentially, with some moments. So, yeah, there you go. He's been doing TV lately. All right, sorry, Steven.
Yeah, Steven.
Well, when I think of No Escape, I think of the one from the 90s with Ray Liotta.
Oh, yeah.
It's funny. The last couple of matches, there's another case of one I've seen, one I haven't. And the last couple of matches, it's the one that I haven't seen was the A24 movie versus something else. This is the opposite. I haven't seen Quarantine. I have seen Wreck, and Wreck is pretty good. Yeah. And since I heard that this is just a really bad version of that, I never bothered to watch it.
Yeah.
Ex Machina is really good, so I'll definitely go with Ex Machina. and I love sci-fi.
Yeah. Yep. Yeah. Sounds good. Oh, Richie.
Yeah, like the like quarantine, like that was my gripe about it after watching it too. Is like, yeah, that's literally the end shot. But it's like when I'm gonna try and sort of be in here because like it's like when I would go into like if you go into like I get like WWE DVD. Sometimes they'll have like the picture they use for WWE DVD is like the last like for one of the Money in the Bank DVDs. They had like John Cena won Money in the Bank, so they had
like who won it, like holding up the thing.
It was just a rip off, and I think it was trying to Quarantine was trying to capitalize on the newfound popularity. I think it was around the time Cloverfield came out as well. So they're like, we can do found footage, but no, not very well. Like Jennifer Carpenter, she does what she can with it. It's a very forgettable movie. And again, I'm glad we didn't do it at the start of the pandemic because quarantine, bit on the nose.
Right.
But Ex Machina is a brilliant sci-fi movie. Oscar Isaac is brilliant in it. Alice Vikander, Domhnall Gleeson. They're all fantastic. I think I know what Chris is about to say, so
what do you?
You might have a hot take. We'll see.
But look, I'm putting Ex Machina in there because he's going to vote.
Does Chris hate Ex Machina with a passion? Is that going to be a hot take?
What? Me hate Ex
Possibly.
Machina?
We'll
You mean the art house film, sci-fi film?
Yes.
Why don't we just take Wes Anderson and let's make a sci-fi piece of shit that I want my money back? I had a buddy of mine, buddy Ross, loves this movie so much. I tried to watch it several times, couldn't get through it. I didn't pay for it, thankfully, but it's a horrible movie. Just for that reason, I'll vote for Quarantine, even if it is a pile of shit. And I look at Rick, and I'm gonna check it out.
Sure, yeah.
Well, despite that, it's overwhelming for Ex Machina.
I don't care. It's okay, kind of figured.
Yeah, but next we have Open Water. Ooh, I'm excited to shit all over this movie. But anyways, going up again. Oh my god! Talk about the lopsided match of the century.
The tradition is to skip kind of these ones because it's obvious, but I do want to have a chat. So let's just
right. Oh yeah.
Well, Jordan, you get to go first. So go ahead on Open Water.
So. I think Open Water might be the worst movie I've ever seen in my entire life. Period. The number one worst movie of all time. Like, this movie is so bad. Like, and one of the reasons why I included it, because I just wanted to talk about it. So I remember going to the theater, and halfway through this thing, people just start talking in the theater, and they're like, what the hell are we watching? What is this? And people are like laughing, and they're like pointing at the screen, and like people are just like talking super loud, and like nobody cares. We're just all having a good time, just watching these two idiots that get stranded out in the water, and the whole movie is just them floating in the water. Let's just have an entire movie of them floating in water, and then at one point there's a shark, but nothing really happens with the shark. The shark just kind of goes away, and then before long the guy just kind of drops into the water because you can obviously only wait in the water for so long, and yeah, because essentially they go out for like a scuba diving expedition, and then when they get everyone back on the boat, they count on everybody's heads, but they do a miscount, and so they get left behind. And it's a true story, but man, did they drop the ball on this one. Looks like someone just took their home video camera and just filmed two people bobbing around in the water in someone's swimming pool. It just looked awful. So yeah, this movie is so bad. You couldn't pay me money to rewatch this movie. And Die Hard, it's an absolute classic. So yeah, this is this might be the biggest lopsided matchup in tournament fights history from me. So yeah. But Steven, what do you think? Have you seen Open Water?
So how you felt about Open Water is kind of how I felt about Paranormal Activity. Although I wouldn't call it the worst movie of all time, but I did think that I did think it was really boring. I actually thought Open Water was pretty fantastic. Actually, granted, I haven't seen it in a long time, but I remember thinking it was great. And you know what? Since Die Hard is probably gonna overwhelmingly win, I will give Open Water a vote just so that it's not a clean sweep.
Ooh, all right, fair enough. But Richie, what do you think?
I honestly thought you were going to say how you feel about Open Water is how I feel about Die Hard.
How you feel about Die Hard? Yeah, I thought that was coming.
Right.
I think it's the worst piece of shit. One of the worst movies ever.
Yeah,
No.
Yeah.
We were talking about Die Hard 5.
Yeah. Guess what? I'll back you,
Which was
Jordan.
what
Open Water is atrocious. This movie,
Yeah.
I watched this recently. This movie sucks. The acting is fucking terrible.
We're watching someone's home.
The camera work is
Video is what I thought.
It's criminally boring. Nothing happened in this movie. Yeah, it's very lopsided. Like I knew Die Hard come up. I was inclined to be like, okay, well, if it goes up against an okay movie, maybe I'd vote against it because we talk about Die Hard a lot. But I had to vote Die Hard. Yeah, there's no fucking way.
There's no way you can't. I mean, come on. Yeah, but yeah, like when I came out of the theater too, everyone was just like, "What did we just watch? Was that even a real movie, or like what was that?" Like literally, like people were like going and asking for their money back, but obviously, like once you've seen the movie, they're not going to give you your money back. But still, like it was just funny. But Chris, what do you think?
So hot take. Open Water is one of the biggest pieces of shit I've ever seen.
Yes.
And yeah, this is definitely
Not a hot take.
lopsided. Absolutely, just like it was boring as hell.
It's a great take.
I seriously wanted them to die. I would have been happy, okay, but they didn't die.
You want them to die.
I want them to die. Like that would have been okay. Like something exciting would have happened in this movie, but it was boring. Definitely Die Hard. Die Hard is one of the best movies ever made.
Yep, for sure. Austin, what do you think?
Yeah, I hate Open Water as well. I think it's horrendously boring. I didn't see it in theaters, but I rented it like when it came out, like right afterwards. And yeah, it sucks. And I couldn't wait for both of them to die. Spoiler alert, they both die in the end. So fuck them. Who cares? Like, I didn't give a shit. And like, but you know what? You know who came out of that movie looking great is whoever funded it and produced it, because it was made for $120,000 and it made $55 million. Pure profit. Somebody made a lot of money off that fucking movie. Well, I mean, it's just like, it's like Paranormal Activity. Like they made it for $1 and it made millions of dollars. So somebody made some money off that movie. Good on them. And yeah, that's why they've made 2 direct-to-DVD sequels, just trying to ape the name.
Don't they have a sequel? It's like, geez,
there's like 2 sequels. It's just somebody just tacked the name on there.
Money on that?
They do that a lot. Yeah, they do that a lot. So yeah, no, it's Die Hard. I like to throw wrenches, in the works sometimes, but I'm not gonna do it for Open Water. I can't defend that movie at all. Yeah.
No, if anyone wants to have criticism against this show, if we put Open Water in the poll, people will like lose their shit. Yeah. So yeah. But next though we have Knock Knock, the Keanu Reeves movie.
Okay.
Going up against 127 hours.
So Best Picture nominee Knock Knock, or 127 hours versus Knock Knock.
Yeah.
the Eli Roth movie.
Yeah, right.
All right, back down to Steven.
Yeah. What do you think?
Well, 127 hours is similar to another movie that is on this list that I think is a better movie, because this one cheats a little because there are flashbacks and hallucinations. But it's still a solid, well done movie for the most part. And James Franco is good in the movie. I don't know if he deserved a Best Actor nomination, but he was good. So I'll go with 127 hours.
That sounds good. Richie, what do you think?
Yeah, I know he's not known for being a great actor and he's just got great screen presence, but Keanu Reeves is not good in Knock Knock at all. It's the Eli Roth movie about Keanu Reeves who's tortured, who gets tormented by 2 hot chicks. But it's just there's always a set.
Another Alicia Vikander movie. Right?
Yeah.
Is that what it is? Alicia Vikander again?
No, it's Lorenza Izzo, who's Eli Roth's girlfriend, and then it's Anya de Armas, who was recently in No Time to Die. She's in the Cuba sequence.
And
Anya de Armas. Confused with Alicia Vikander because they look similar to me.
They look very similar. Yeah.
Yeah. Like, and it's like there's always just like the sense of like you think, oh, he's going to escape, but yeah, there's just like it's just like like there's always a sense of dread. He's fucked at this point, but yeah, it's just it's like yeah, like it's just not like the dialogue sucks. Yeah, like this is like yeah, it just kind of is repetitive and boring. 127 hours. I mean, it like given based on true story. I mean, it could have strayed into boring territory, but given it's like one location, but it's not. It's great performance by James Franco. So yes, there's no competition here. It's 127 hours.
Yeah. Well, Chris, what do you think?
So I was talking to my wife today about this, about the show we're doing today. And we're talking about different movies I should watch and everything. And she said, avoid 127 hours because at the time, the experts told him he needed to go with other people. He chose to go on his own, 100%. So for that reason, I'm going to vote Knock Knock. Otherwise, we would have had a movie if he'd actually listened to the right people. Yeah.
Okay.
But because of it, we actually got a really pretty cool movie though. Since he
I don't think so.
Listen, so. yeah. But Austin, what do you think?
Knock Knock is Eli Roth, an interesting director because he makes the movie he wants to make. It's not always successful. I don't even know if I'm really a casual fan of him because the Hostel movies are the Hostel movies, and like stuff like The Green Inferno was just like. I don't know what the fuck The Green Inferno was. Right. I was like, what the hell? Yeah. Like, all right, this is the movie you want to make. Cool. But 127 hours is I've only seen it the one time I saw it in theaters. I haven't really gone back to it, mainly because I'm just the part that freaks me out is when he's cutting off his arm and like it makes that weird noise when he cuts like his tendon or like his nerve or something. Like it makes a shrieky noise, and it like absolutely freaked me out for life. Like I can't go back and watch that scene again. So but it's still a really good movie. And shout out to Treat Williams, who's in the flashbacks, so who I'm a big fan of. So 127 hours. I'll go to that.
Yeah. I think he describes like when he's cutting it, like cutting like some angel hair pasta, but it's the most like excruciating pain you can ever imagine, but it's gone in like a seconds though. So I mean, it's just kind of crazy. But like Eli Roth. So he's directing the upcoming Borderlands movie, which is kind of an interesting take for him. He's going to be doing that with like Kevin Hart.
Yay! We'll get another mediocre video game movie. Excellent.
Right.
Keep the trend going.
Kevin Hart.
Honestly, I didn't know he was directing. I knew the Borderlands movie was coming. I was looking forward to it because it's got Jamie Lee Curtis, it's got Kate Blanchett, and Bobby Lee shows up in this movie. I'm like, not. Now he said Eli Roth. I'm like, okay.
Yeah, you kind of like wah.
Yeah,
that's sad.
But I do want to give a shout out to the Aaron Ralston documentary. Like, if you haven't seen the actual documentary about the guy, like, it's pretty compelling and like pretty interesting. Like, just hearing his own story of like what happened to him. So there's that. But yeah, like, I like Danny Boyle for the most part. So I mean, and like, I had a good time watching this. I mean, there's some kind of things that just kind of make you a little nervous. Like, I mean, obviously he has to cut his own arm off, but to be able to escape, but then he has to drink his own urine. He has to do a bunch of different things to survive. So yeah, I'll vote 127 hours. Yeah. So
all right.
Sounds like
all right. Well, that's it. 127 hours. Yep.
Yeah. All right. So we have Castaway up next, going against the Evil Dead, the original.
All right.
Interesting.
Okay.
Okay.
Richie,
you're up first.
We combine these two movies into one. That's the movie I want to see. Like, Evil Dead.
They run into an evil cabin on the beach of an island.
Yeah, right.
There you go. There's your movie. The cabin on the beach.
Yep.
This is pretty hard. They're both good, but they both also go through. But they're taking on each other. So purely because I think we talk about it less on the show, I'm gonna go Castaway.
Yeah. I don't know if Castaway's even been on the show before. It might be the first time it's popped up. Maybe I don't know.
It has because it was in my top 64.
Okay, so maybe it's been like once before, but yeah.
So I know where you're going.
right. Yeah, right. Spoiler alert again. But Chris, what do you think?
Easy vote for me. The Evil Dead. I don't even want to talk about Castaway. It was a waste of time in theaters.
Really? Oh,
You
all
are
right. Chris is the hot take tonight, but
Apparently.
Austin?
Everyone.
Yeah. Castaway. I revisited recently for like a podcast or something, and it's pretty good. It wasn't as good as I remember it being when I went back to it. Like like I still don't think it's bad or anything. It was just and there's also a weird Mandela effect with that movie where they like everybody seems to remember a scene where he tests like hanging himself with like a tree log or something, and then and then it breaks, but like apparently that's not in the movie, so it's a Mandela effect that everybody remembers that didn't happen. So it's a debate online. And I kind of remember that too, and then it isn't in the movie. But I'm gonna go with the Evil Dead. I love me some Sam Raimi, and so I'll go with Evil Dead on this one.
So kind of defend my point on this. The reason I hated the Castaway is because like it had me up until the very end. You know, when he successfully made it home and his wife had moved on, and then we had that weird
spoiler alert.
Like, what? Come on, no. Castaway is so old. Okay, at this point, I'm sorry. You haven't seen it, don't see it. All right, but anyways, that happens, and then we're left with him walking away. It was just like, why?
Don't
it was
feel
a horrible
like
ending to a movie.
Don't feel like you have to defend your point. I'm just giving you shit. It's fine.
That's fine. No, it's just gonna be a lot of like, what the fuck, really? No, we just have fun here.
But
here we go again.
It was a shitty ending.
And also, you never get to find out what's in that final FedEx package. I want to know what's in.
Yes.
He never opens it. Come on. But
it's a satellite phone and a machete and all the stuff you would need.
Right. Yeah. So for me, I have kind of mixed feelings when it comes to the Evil Dead franchise. Like I really like the first Evil Dead, but the second one I don't as much, but it's slowly growing on me. When I first saw it, like I didn't love it because there's just so much like Three Stooges in a movie that I thought was like supposed to be more serious. But like I mean, it is what it is. I mean, I don't make up what it's supposed to be. The movie is what it is, and so like I'm learning to appreciate the sequel. But the first Evil Dead's great because I didn't like it because it doesn't get too wacky or too jokey, but it does have some subtle little like bits and pieces of some little humor here and there, but not that much. So, and Castaway's fine, but Castaway also commits the same sin as Quarantine. Not as bad, but in the trailers, it does show him getting off the island. You see that in the trailer. We already know that he survives. Yeah, so it's like really. So I'm gonna vote for the Evil Dead. Yeah.
All right,
Steven?
Yeah, that was so bad that they showed that in the trailer, and Zemeckis defended that too, which really was really odd to me. Why would you defend the trailer giving away the ending?
Yeah, right.
Not just the ending. I mean, it's the entire third act. This is really easy for me. It's time for my hot take. I hate the Evil Dead movies. I mean, I am a big fan of Sam Raimi overall, but not for the Evil Dead movies. And as I mentioned earlier, Castaway's in my top 64. I loved the third act. The ending to me worked because you see he's literally in a crossroads, and also he's in a crossroads for his life. So I love the fact, and I actually also love the fact that we don't find out what was in the box, because that wasn't really the point. Because that was part of, besides his wife, that was part of what was keeping him going, so that he could return, so he could make sure the box goes to where it belongs. So I love the third act of Castaway, and Zemeckis has always been one of my favorite filmmakers, and Castaway is probably my second favorite movie of his.
Yeah. Well, we got some love for Castaway, but The Evil Dead is going to move on.
I felt bad for Tom Hanks. Spends 4 years on his island. He gets back and he can't even get laid. because his wife is remarried.
Yeah,
That
right.
sucks. So he's probably got to go
after all that.
find some random chick who saw his story on the news and has to go get laid some other way.
Yeah, he has to set up a profile on Match.com. It's like,
Yeah, right.
Yeah, right.
Hey, I'm the guy who survived on the island.
Yeah, I don't think Match.com was around in 2000, but
eHarmony might have.
Yeah,
It's been around for a while.
Yeah, the most action that he got is when he created fire. I have made fire or whatever. He probably got some kind of release from that, right? But anyways, sorry, that was but anyways, we have Passengers next up going against Cube. Interesting. Okay. All right. So,
all right,
Chris, what do you think?
Oh, God, this is tough. Actually, I mean, I've never really seen Cube. I vaguely remember seeing Passengers, and it was all right. I'm gonna go with Passengers.
Yeah, sounds good. Austin.
I don't hate Passengers. I think Passengers is all right, except for when you get past the thing that he basically wakes up Jennifer Lawrence so he can get laid. Kind of the opposite of we just wake up the hottest woman on the ship just so, she'll fall in love with me because I'm the only guy around. Once you get past that, it's not a bad movie. But I like Cube a lot. I think Cube is a nice little kind of low budget 90s sort of horror sci-fi hybrid, and these people just kind of wake up in this cube and don't know what's going on, and it's really, really fun, and it's a short, quick little entertaining movie. So I'll vote for the underdog here. I'll go with Cube, but I don't hate Passengers. I think it's all right.
Yeah. So I've never seen Cube. It looked interesting though. So one enough to look into.
If you do, watch Cube and avoid the other two movies. Stay far away from Cube Zero and Cube Hypercube and all that shit. Like they're fucking horrible. Yeah.
Well, Passengers was a movie that me and my ex-wife really liked a lot, and we watched it all the time. Like, I actually have a lot of fun with this movie. I think Jennifer Lawrence gives a really solid performance in this movie, and even Chris Pratt. I think that it's a lot of fun. Like, just a good sci-fi. I'm not going to say that it's up there with any of the greatest sci-fi movies of all time, no, but it is fun though, and yeah, I enjoyed it a lot, and yeah, I probably watch this movie like once every other year, something like that. So I do find myself going back to it, but I've never seen Cube, so I'm going to vote Passengers. Steven?
Yeah, I'm kind of in the same boat. I've never seen Cube. I thought Passengers is actually pretty underrated. I thought it was a solid movie, not great, but the production design is incredible.
Yeah.
It's a really good looking movie. And yeah, I thought Pratt and Lawrence are both solid in the movie. I'll go with Passengers, and I like the fact that they don't cheat at the end by them finding a way to get back to sleep or anything. Like, they actually have to live the rest of their lives alone in the ship.
Yep. So it's definitely like a movie that takes place in one location, and they're going to be in one location forever, for the rest of their lives, right?
That sucks.
Yeah. But Richie, what do you think?
Yeah, well, it's quite tough from action. I don't like Passengers. I think it's like Jennifer Lawrence and Chris Pratt. I don't think they had much chemistry. I feel bad for Jennifer Lawrence. Actually, it's like, hey, wake up! I'm lonely and horny. Oh, do I get to say that? Not really. Not really. I just got another option. And but I haven't seen Cube. But I can't imagine I would like it any less than I like Passengers. So I'm gonna give it Cube. But yeah.
Yeah. But I do want to shout out Michael Sheen in the movie. They like him playing like the little like robot bartender guy. That he
he's really good.
They tell all his problems too. So yeah, but But yeah, Passengers.
Well, Passengers are rolled through, but I just want to give a quick. I do want to recommend Cube. It's a really fun, like I said, little sci-fi horror movie. And it's free. It's very easy to find. It's like free on Prime. It's free on YouTube. It's free on Tubi. It's free on Vudu. It's free. Nice. It's free to watch like pretty much everywhere. So I would highly recommend Cube. It's 90 minutes. It's a quick watch. It's really intriguing. It's fun. So I would just like to give a shout out to Cube. People who haven't seen it.
Yeah, sounds good. Up next, we have The Commuter, which is one that we took off the list. We added it back. We weren't sure.
Love The Commuter.
Going up against All Is Lost with Robert Redford. So
yeah. Oh, first, Commuter's all right. I just think it kind of gets, it's a one of those Liam Neeson. Whatever, to me, it's kind of forgettable. I rewatched All Is Lost. I saw it in the theater, but then I rewatched it with my dad recently. He wanted to watch something, and he had not seen it. So it's really, really good. It's Robert Redford just kind of on his almost like a dialogue-less role, except for a couple times he tries like a Mayday call, but just him kind of surviving on this little sailboat in the middle of the ocean, and he's great, and the movie's great too. So I'll go All Is Lost. I like that movie a lot.
Yeah. Let's see. So I have not seen either one of these movies. This is one of the few Liam Neeson movies that I haven't seen, which I might end up giving a watch up to this just because I'm going to be on rank 'em with Malcolm. We're doing best Liam Neeson movies, so if I have any blind spots, I might as well watch them. But
I'm gonna interested to watch that to see I'll scrape the barrel to get to 12 on that one because I don't have a whole lot of great Liam Neeson movies personally.
There are actually a lot. Just before Taken, a lot of them are beautiful.
Yeah, but that's the ones I think that people haven't seen is all the ones before Taken. So besides Schindler's List, it's like
Schindler's List, and also he was in a lot of them.
Michael Collins.
We'll have to nominate a lot of his earlier roles, like Lord of the Rings.
Yeah.
Not Lord of the Rings. I think
you guys better Clash of the Titans and Wrath of the Titans. You're gonna nominate those?
Clash of the Titans. Yeah. Those no. I'm not gonna nominate those.
Ted 2.
No. Yeah.
True. A Million Ways to Die in the West.
Yeah.
I actually liked that one,
but
but probably out of these two, like I love Robert Redford. I think that he's an incredible actor, but at the same time, I mean, with just him lost at sea, like it might be fun seeing him go up against all the elements and like how he survives. But like just a boat at sea movie sounds a little less interesting to me than like a thriller on a train. So and also there's more people in The Commuter, and so I'll just vote for that reason. So I don't really have like a big reason to
there's more people in The Commuter. I'll vote for that.
I'm like, sure.
He's not completely alone. He's not
completely alone. And I don't really have a big reason to run out and watch either one of these. So why not? The Commuter. Sure.
That's the most interesting reason I've heard so far. Voting something. There's people in The Commuter. It's just Robert Redford that movie.
So it makes it a little more interesting. Yeah, but Steven, what do you think?
Hey, come on! You should vote for All Is Lost because J.C. Shandor is directing Craven. The guy who directed All Is Lost is directing that Craven movie you're excited for. So you should vote for that.
True.
Russell Crowe and Aaron Taylor Johnson.
I switched my vote because I'm really looking forward to Craven.
Hey, Steven.
So I don't hate All Is Lost, and I wouldn't call it boring, but it didn't really hold my interest that much either. Redford's fine. It's not one of my favorite performances of his. The Commuter, I'm not saying that it's a great movie, but it's the kind of action thriller that I always enjoy watching. And Neeson's in solid form, and so I'm going to go with The Commuter.
Yeah, sounds good. Richie?
It's still going to be a reason. That's fun.
The most wacky reason that you can come up with, right?
It's a wacky reason.
Yeah.
It's in The Commuter. Like a lot of like Liam Neeson's movies roll into one. He has done a few of these movies where it's like one location. There might be one come up. Maybe says I don't know that I like a bit better. So and him and Griffin Miggy got good chemistry. But all is lost. You're right. Like it's a great performance by Robert Redford, and it's I think all in all, because you don't see Robert Redford in like these roles that often, it's more memorable. So I'll go all is lost.
Yeah, sounds good. Chris,
I really like Commuter. Commuter's a great movie. It's a neat thriller. I think it's got an awesome cast in there. Everyone's like, "Oh, it's just a Taken." No, it's not. Jonathan Banks just alone, and we have
Taken on a train.
Yeah. And there's a lot of other casts in there that are amazing. So definitely Commuter.
You can talk to a lot of people.
Yeah, right.
Listen to all those people that are in the
And
cast.
And all lost just sounds boring. Yeah, no.
Yeah.
It's not boring. It's a survival film. You got to like survival films.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Well,
Greta, the
with
Commuter
that, the
wins.
Commuter
Yeah.
will advance. I don't know how far it's going to go, but it'll advance this round. So
I don't see it making very, very far, to be honest. We'll see what comes up next.
We'll see. But next we have 12 Angry Men.
Oh, especially if it goes up against 12 Angry Men.
The Shallows, yeah.
He's the one who's gonna win.
Yeah,
All right,
G.
Jordan.
Yeah,
Jordan.
this one's easy. Like for some reason, I'm just not like a big fan of like these like random shark movies, random people in the water kind of.
I will say The Shallows is the better version of Open Water, though. It's a better made movie. It's the better version.
Yeah,
I will say that.
it's definitely leaps and bounds better than Open Water for sure. But and like I don't know, I can't really think of like too many shark movies that I really like besides like Jaws and like the Meg maybe
Well, that's because there's Jaws and then there's everything else. And nothing has been able to quite make it. The Jaws set the bar literally sky high, and nothing's been able to come close.
Yeah.
So that's fair advantage.
But 12 Angry Men is awesome. Just it's like seeing all those guys debate in the courtroom and you're seeing kind of like the one dissenter, and then they have to try and convince them. Like it's a really good time, and it's a movie that's for one reason or another shown up a lot recently on tournament fights. So, and I think it's going to advance again. So I'm going to vote 12 Angry Men, but we'll see what you guys think. Steven?
Yeah, so 12 Angry Men is a movie that I really wanted to see before this, but I just wasn't able to get to it. But between those two, 12 Angry Men is the more interesting sounding movie. So, and it's supposed to be a classic, so I will definitely go with 12 Angry Men.
I didn't even realize the same director, Yalma. It's like Jalma or Yalma something. Khaled Sarah or whatever directed The Commuter, also, which we just talked about. And he directed The Shallows, and he directed Nonstop, the other Liam Neeson movie. I think is on this list.
Nonstop was really good too.
and Chris, he directed your movie that you love. He directed Jungle Cruise. So
yes.
And I think he's directing some. I think he's directing some Marvel movie or something. Like, because I remember seeing something about the Jungle Cruise director was directing some comic book movie or something.
Yeah.
So I'll have to look up and see what it is. But
I think he's an underrated filmmaker. I liked his House of Wax.
Nicolette Sarah or whatever.
He did House of Wax. That's good. That's
Ooh, he did House of Wax. Oh,
yeah.
I love House of Wax.
Yeah.
And,
I'll look up and see what he's doing. But it's something
Orphan
comic
was
book.
a pleasant surprise.
Yeah.
Oh, he's directing. He's directing Black Adam. With the
okay.
Not Marvel,
Yeah.
DC.
Well, yeah, I know. I thought it was some. I was just some comic book movie. I couldn't remember what it was. But yeah, he's directing Black
Speaking of
Adam.
Black Adam,
Jungle Cruise blew me away.
The trailer for Black Adam, I think, just dropped today. I haven't seen it yet, but
Footage.
It's footage, but it's not a trailer
Oh,
yet.
it's footage. That's what it was. Okay, I haven't seen whatever.
Yeah, I mean, it's a preview for all of Warner Brothers' upcoming slate.
Right.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I have to check it out.
Another preview.
Yeah. But
if you didn't see
Right.
DC.
Okay, let's get back on track here, Richie. Sorry, I just had to make an aside.
Yeah.
But I just thought he's got 3 movies on the list. I just thought that was interesting.
No,
So, yeah.
that is interesting. And I'm actually a sucker for shark movies. I like you just put a shark. It's a dumb movie. I watch it. There's that movie Shark Night. This movie looks fucking stupid.
Yeah.
I'll it. Yeah,
Well, isn't there a movie? There is that Australian movie Bait, right? In like the store. Yeah.
Right.
It's like sharks in a shopping center. Yeah,
Yeah, right.
Market.
I seen that one.
With Xavier acting Xavier Samuel, you might have seen a couple of things. But yeah, that's fun. But yeah, so I don't mind shark movies. It's an easy way. It's like, oh, there's me a shark in it, I'll be there. And I'm not a huge I think Blake Lively works better as like a kind of like a supporting role. I'm not a huge
like
fan
in the
of
town.
Yeah, I'm not a huge fan of her lead, like when she's a lead and stuff. She's fine in this, but it's going to go against 12 Angry Men, one of the best movies of all time. So it's no competition really. But I don't know, I'll put the challenge. If I just want to watch a sort of dumb shark movie, I'll put the challenge on. It's inoffensive. It's all right.
Yeah.
Yeah,
it's definitely better than Open Water for sure. So
Yeah.
But Chris,
I agree. Shallows is fun. It's not amazing, but it's a fun shark movie. But dude, it's 12 Angry Men. The movie's phenomenal. Yeah.
Yep, absolutely.
Yeah, I'll keep it short since I went on the aside about the director and stuff. So yeah, 12 Angry Men by a landslide, but I don't hate The Shallows. I thought it was okay. So but 12 Angry Men. It's one of the it's if we were to rank shark movies overall, it's in at least the upper half. Like I will say that. You know what I mean? Like it's a cut above a lot of the other ones. It's better than Orca, the Killer Whale, which I watched recently, but I put on my guilty pleasure. I recommend it on Jacob's show just because I think it's a guilty pleasure like crazy cult movie. But yeah.
Yeah. Well, one of these days, maybe in a couple of years from now, there might be 64 shark movies. We can do a tournament, maybe.
You have to scrape like The Last Shark, like the Italian movie, and
Sharknado.
Sharknado.
What 12 Sharknado movies?
Sand sharks.
Sand sharks and avalanche shark and all that shit.
It's a fun movie.
There's maybe a
We
Brooke
can do
Hogan,
it.
Rob Van
Oh,
Dam.
come on.
I think that's a shark.
Oh god, yeah.
We can do it.
Those like three-headed shark movies and shit like that, like three-headed sharks.
Yeah.
Jordan, we're gonna do it as a fighter.
Yeah, but they're all like asylum movies. I don't want to watch those movies. Those movies are bad.
They're absolutely bad. Yeah.
We'd have to.
I don't want to watch those shitty
Maybe
movies.
include the Suicide Squad because you got the
Yes.
like killer shark
King
guy walking around on
King
2
Shark.
feet. Yeah, King Shark. Yeah.
We can include him.
Right. but anyways, I've next got Mallrats going up against Identity.
Oh, one of Steven's favorite movies, Identity.
Yeah. Yeah, so
well, Steven, you get to go first. Are you going to vote for the movie that's in your top 64, or are you going to vote for the other one?
This one is hard, not in terms because I think Mallrats is a little bit more in the wheelhouse of a one location, because in Identity you have the stuff in the motel, but you also have the stuff going on with the killer who's on death row is going to be executed in several hours, and I won't say how they're connected. It's one of my favorite twists of all time. Mallrats, it's been a long time since I've seen it, and I liked it fine. So even though I think Identity is, there's another reason why I think Identity is kind of a cheat that I won't say why, because that would be going into spoilers. But I'll still go with Identity since, Mallrats is fine, but I don't love it like some people do.
Yeah.
Richie?
Well, what we have here is a movie in Steven's top 64 and a movie in my top 64.
Yeah.
Nice.
I'm going to get around to Identity soon. It's on my list. I think we talked about it before, and I was hoping to watch it quite soon. I haven't done it yet, but I heard good things, so I'm looking forward to it. Mallrats. It's a lot of fun. Just a very quotable movie. I've talked about it heaps of times on the show, so I'll just to save me going on about it, I'll just say Mallrats.
Yeah. Sounds good. Chris, what do you think?
I recently, probably this last year, rewatched Mallrats because I didn't really remember seeing it. I loved it, but Identity's incredible. And it reminds me of Bad Times at El Royale, which is a one-room movie, which I wish had been chosen
That's a great
for
movie,
this.
sir.
ranking because that one surprised the hell out of me.
I did
But
that
yeah,
movie here. Yeah.
Identity is phenomenal. It's incredible. Absolute Identity.
Yeah. Well, Austin.
This is tough because I literally, if I had rewatched it today, which I'm gonna rewatch Mallrats like this week because we're doing Kevin Smith movies on Let's Rank stuff with Henry. So like I haven't rewatched it in a while, so I'm gonna rewatch Mallrats. It's one of the ones I haven't come back to a lot. So if I had rewatched it, I might vote for it, but I haven't seen it in a long time and I need to revisit it. But I like Identity as well. I think it's kind of underrated, and I dig all the people in it. Ray Liotta and Jake. I'm a big Jake Busey fan, so any creepy Jake Busey playing a serial killer, I'm down for. So, yeah, I'll go with Identity.
Yeah. yeah. I've talked about Mallrats on the show, like Tell 'Em Steve Dave, all that stuff. Like one of the best, the best Stan Lee cameo ever in any movie. Like it's like really, really good. And then Jason Lee's always solid in all these movies. And I've seen Michael Rooker like sort of in a different role, but he's still kind of an a-hole though, like the a-hole father that's like trying to run this game show too. Like that's a fun time. And probably Mallrats, I think it's my favorite Kevin Smith movie. Like I really, really like Mallrats. And so for me, I think Identity is boring. Like I don't really hate it, but it's just boring to me. Like it didn't really do anything for me. So I'm gonna vote Mallrats. So
all right. That's a pretty close one, but Identity just slightly edges it out 3-2. Very close.
All right. Close one. All right. Now next we got the Raid. First Raid going up against the Belko Experiment. Oh, this might be tough. Yeah.
All right.
Yeah. So
Richie,
you're first.
I've been wanting to. I was like when I said I love the Belko Experiment. I didn't expect to like it as much as I do. I did. When I bought it, it's written by James Gunn. So John Gallagher Jr. did it. Like a few things lately. He's like villain in the movie Hush, and he's also in 10 Cloverfield Lane, which will probably pop up here. But it's basically an R-rated Office Space, like this, but very violent. John McGinley shows up in this. John McGinley shows up, and then it's just everybody. It's Battle Royale crossed with Office Space, and it's amazing. I love this movie. But the Raid has got some of the best fight scenes you'll the best choreography. It's just a fantastic movie. But because I know which way I think it's going to go, I will show some love to the Belko Experiment. So I think it's quite underrated movie and quite great.
Well, and it's directed by an Aussie, Greg McLean, right, Richie? I'm looking him up. Yeah. He directed the two Wolf Creek movies and Rogue, that kind of crocodile movie. That's kind of underrated. Yeah, he's an Aussie guy, so yeah.
I do remember Rogue, actually.
A bunch of Aussie
that
films,
was with Michael Vartan, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, Chris, what do you think?
Easily the Belko Experiment. Such a damn good movie. Absolutely. Yeah.
Austin?
Look, I like the Belko Experiment. It's a lot of fun, but it ain't the fucking Raid. Like the Raid is like maybe the greatest pure action movie of the last fucking 10 years. Like the Raid is the shit. It's got the greatest fight scenes like you've ever seen in a damn movie. Really good, simple premise. Great shootouts. I just rewatched again with my roommate. He loved it. The Raid is one of the greats. So if we were doing like a movie battleground, I would pick it for like 2010s action movies. I think it's one of the best. So the Raid is the shit.
Yeah, this one's actually tough for me. Like, because like for me, like I already kind of mentioned, like if you put a bunch of people into one room, they start slashing each other up, and you're usually not going to vote for it. But the Belko Experiment actually like. It does that kind of stuff better than any of those types of movies that I've seen before. Like it's really, really solid. And also speaking of another Michael Rooker movie, he's also in the Belko Experiment. So, but if the Belko Experiment was going up against any other movie, I'd probably vote for it. But it's going up against the Raid. Like the Raid's one of like the best action movies. Some of the best fight scenes you're ever going to see in any movie. Period. And I do. I kind of prefer the Raid 2 over the first Raid, but the first Raid's great. Like it's just like neck and neck though. It's not that much higher for me. So yeah, the Raid's awesome. So yeah, if you want to see some good like fight choreography and just like really really like like high octane action just contained in one area. Check out The Raid if you haven't seen it. But yeah, so I'm gonna vote for The Raid. Steven?
Yeah, The Raid's awesome. I love action movies, and this has some great fight scenes. And it's very similar to another movie that I believe is on this list.
Yeah.
I'm not even sure which one I like more because I like both of them a lot, but I will go with The Raid.
Yeah.
All right.
I'm pretty sure I know which one that you're talking about. But
it's unfortunate. If Belko was going up against like The Shallows or something, I would easily put it through. But it's going up against The Raid, which is the shit.
I realized too that what we're talking about, what Tom Gallagher was in, like 10 Playful Day, and then I said Hush, but also Hush could conceivably be on this list as well.
Basically, it's basically that the deaf girl's like little cabin out there in the woods. Yeah, I don't think it made the list, but it was in consideration.
There's several movies that didn't make the list that I was kind of surprised.
Yeah, we had to make a few cuts here and there, but it is what it is.
Yeah, but
there's a movie similar to Belko that didn't make it called like it's not Mayhem, I think, with Stephen Yeun. Yeah, it's very similar.
But John C. McGinley though, like he's a really cool actor. Like so one of my friends, someone got him a cameo from John C. McGinley, and he went on for like almost 15 minutes, like made a really long thing, giving him all this advice and some cool stuff. So he's a really cool guy, like in real life.
One of you guys compared the Belko experiment to Office Space. Isn't John C. McGinley in Office
Space?
He's
in it.
Yeah. Yes, he is. Yep. Yeah, he's one of the Bobs. That's right. What is it exactly you do here?
Yeah. And stuff. But next we got 1408.
Oh shit!
Air Force One.
This is a heartbreaker for me. This is Sophie's choice for me.
Yeah.
All right, Chris.
Was it Chris first? Yeah.
This is hard because like I freaking love 1408, but like Air Force One was such a fun time seeing in theaters when I was younger. Like my dad always loved like the action movies, and like this was one of the movies I remember seeing in theaters when I was younger. I gotta go with Air Force One. Actually, it's a freaking great movie.
Yeah. Austin.
Yeah, much love to Air Force One. It's a lot of fun. It's Harrison Ford's Die Hard movie, with him on Air Force One kind of doing his thing. But like, I fucking love 1408. I saw it twice in the theaters. I've seen it. I watched it again recently. It's really, really good. And I think it's one of John Cusack's last really great movies that he's had, because he's kind of had a little bit of a drop off. I still like the guy, but it's one of his last really great movies. I'll go 1408 on this one. I like it a lot.
Yeah, so I have a bit of a surprise. I actually still have not seen Air Force One, so I need to get around to seeing it because I know it's a classic. Everyone always talks about Air Force One, and so it's one probably like we get to like our like action movies of the 90s. Then I'll get
around to watching best Harrison Ford movies.
You can do that too. I mean, but
it's one of my 5 favorite movies of his.
Yeah, so. Definitely really high on my list, but I love 1408. Like this is a movie that I come back to probably like once a year. Like it's because it's that good, and John Cusack, he just gives a really great performance of just all the like craziness that he goes through, being haunted and tormented in this room and seeing all these different things, and then just throwing in Samuel L. Jackson as like the what do you call it? The guy at the front desk or whatever. Yeah,
the manager of the hotel. Actually, yeah, he's fun.
Yeah, the manager. Yeah. So I'll go 1408. Yeah, it's a fun time. So, yeah. Steven, what do you think?
Okay, I love Air Force One. It was in my top 64. Harrison Ford's great. Gary Oldman's great. William H. Macy was great in it. Great cast overall. Glenn Close is the vice president.
Yeah.
I'm actually gonna go with 1408 though, because I think it's more, even though Air Force One does take place in one location because it takes place on Air Force One. 1408, most of 1408 takes place in a hotel room, and I just think that's a little bit more to this topic than more opening up more. in a whole airplane. So because of that, I will go with 1408.
Yeah, sounds good. Richie, what do you think?
1408, not the only Stephen King adaptation John Cusack and Samuel L. Jackson did.
Cell?
Yeah.
Horrible movie.
Which was fucking terrible. This
Yeah.
is much more than that.
The book is amazing, which is sad. Yeah.
The book is great, but yeah, that movie sucks.
But 14, I love both these movies. Like Air Force One's great, just a great action movie. But 1408 says it blew me away. I wasn't expecting much at all. Considering I think around that time, like Stephen King adaptations weren't known for they dipped in quality a bit. I think at that time, but like 1408 is pretty damn good. It's pretty impressive, and I think John Cusack is fantastic in this. Right before he sort of did a lot of directed DVD photo.
But I believe 1408 came out the same year as The Mist, which is another great Stephen King adaptation.
Oh, yeah.
I love that movie.
Yeah,
The Mist might be on this list. Yeah.
Yep, exactly.
But yeah, so
It takes place in one
I'll take
location.
that back. But 1408, it should move on. But I love it. Much love it.
All right.
Yeah, there is one more recent John Cusack movie that I really like. It's called Love and Mercy. It's like a Beach Boys biography.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
He's nice.
Because I'm a huge Beach Boys fan. I grew up listening to all their music, so that was a fun time for me. But yeah, 1408 though is gonna move on. So
All right.
up next we have Alien going up against Crimson Tide. All right.
Okay.
Oh,
A
shit.
spaceship
Okay.
movie versus a submarine movie.
A submarine movie, yeah.
Two kind of ship movies almost, right?
What?
Mhm.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Was it me
All right,
first?
I'm up first. Man, this is I'm up first. Oh man, this is genuinely tough because I mean I like Alien, even though I'm the more the Aliens guy, and if anybody saw my Let's Rank stuff, people will probably think I'm crazy. My top 4 was Alien, and then above it was Predator 2, which I explained on the show, which is a hot take.
Right.
But
Yeah.
I have a hot take on Predator 2 that I think is fucking brilliant. But anyways, but Crimson Tide is like a really underrated 90s like kind of not an action movie per se, but it kind of feels like one, even though it really isn't. Thriller, and Denzel and Gene Hackman are both fucking great in that movie. You know what? And that score is awesome. The Hans Zimmer score for it is really listenable, really great. So you know what? Just for something different, I'm gonna vote for Crimson Tide. I think more people should see that movie. Crimson Tide.
Yeah. Yeah, and Crimson Tide. Doesn't that movie have Viggo Mortensen playing like a Russian guy?
It actually has a
like
really
that.
great supporting cast.
It's a really good supporting cast. I think
Yeah.
James Gandolfini's like in it. Like a couple of like the crew members are all like
Ryan
people kind of
Phillippe?
before. Before it's a Tony Scott movie. Yeah, it's before they were kind of some people before they were famous. A lot of character actors in that movie. Yeah, Steve Zahn is in that movie. Like,
like this is probably one of the Tony Scott movies that I like a lot more because for me he always just kind of like more stylized. Like he has a really unique way of like directing a lot of his movies, and so like some of them kind of throw me off. Like he has another Denzel Washington movie called The Man on Fire, which is like a really good movie, but it's like directed kind of in like a stylized way though from Tony Scott.
Sorry, I'm just humming the theme because the fucking Hans Zimmer theme is really good for that movie.
Yeah,
it's
really good.
Yeah, it's really good.
Yeah, so like, you know what? Like normally I would vote for Alien because I will acknowledge that I think Alien is the better movie, but we've seen it a lot on tournament fights. So I'm gonna go with Crimson Tide. I think. So
why not?
Yeah. Why not? Yeah. Steven?
Alien's a well-made movie. It's fine. I agree that Aliens is better and definitely more of my favorite. I love Crimson Tide. It's easily my favorite Tony Scott movie, and both Denzel and Gene Hackman are both just acting fireworks.
Yeah, really good.
Yeah, as far as Tony Scott and his stylized, that really started, I think, with Man on Fire, and then continued with Domino and his other.
Yeah.
So I like Domino too, actually. But
movies. It's still
but that kind of style didn't really start for Scott until Man on Fire. Before that, he would actually have normal movies, not movies that have captions for people who are speaking English.
Yeah, right. That's speaking. Yeah.
So and I agree. I think his Crimson Tide score is my favorite Hans Zimmer score.
Yeah, it's really good. Yeah.
So I'm going with Crimson Tide as well.
Yeah, and rest in peace, Tony Scott, because we lost you way too soon. So yeah, but Richie, what do you think?
Yeah, I think like you said, Alien gets brought up a lot in the show, and I am also on the camp that Alien. I'm more of an Aliens guy, but and I just think Crimson Tide doesn't get brought up enough in terms of like Denzel's pantheon as well. I think it should be brought. It should be like one of the higher ups on that list. But yeah, it's a fantastic movie, and and I don't think we barely talked about it on this show. Well, it's at least when I've been on. So yeah, Crimson Tide for sure.
Yeah. Well, Chris, what do you think?
Absolutely Crimson Tide.
Yeah. Well, sounds good.
Is that the first sweep of the night?
Yeah.
We had one other sweep early. We had one other sweep earlier. I don't know what it was, but I have one other one on my list here. A couple.
This is a sweep, and it might be considered a bit of an upset, maybe, depending how you look at it. But yeah.
But Crimson Tide's really fucking good, though. So it's okay.
It is. So
it's not a sweep for like just a weird movie. Oh,
yeah.
The horror version of Frozen.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Frozen from 2010. That's the horror version. Going up against Who's Afraid of Virginia Woolf. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So,
all right, Jordan.
I'm curious about this matchup because I've never seen Who's Afraid of Virginia Woolf. I don't really know anything about it. So I don't know if it's any good or not. But I have seen Frozen, and like it's a really unnerving movie. Like to think like how this all goes down. These guys get stranded on a ski lift up at some ski resort, and then they have like a 3-day weekend where no one's gonna be there, and the ski resort's closed, and then like they're stuck on the ski lift, and the scene that always gets me is when I want to say it might be Sean Ashmore's character, I can't remember who it was, but like tries to like scale down the wire, but then he realizes that it's like razor sharp, and he has to get his hands all cut up in the cold too, the like sub-zero temperatures. So yeah. I am going to vote for Frozen. I mean, it's not the greatest movie, but it's not terrible. So, yeah. Steven?
Yeah, I haven't seen Who's Afraid of Virginia Woolf. I know it's supposed to be a great movie. I mean, it's directed by Mike Nichols, who's a great director. So I'll go with Frozen. I think Frozen was a decent movie, not like a great one, but it was all right.
Yeah. Richie, what do you think?
Yeah, I haven't seen Who's Afraid of Virginia Woolf. I know a bit about it. It's not really my type of film, so maybe I'll get around to it one day, but you never know. It's not like I'm not going to race out. But yeah, Frozen is Frozen is like nightmare fuel to me. Like it's like I watch it. It's like being stuck like a ski lift. I mean a chairlift. Like I have even though I'm in Australia, I have been to a semblance of snow. So I have been. I've been a chairlift before, and then the thought of it.
Have you seen snow before?
Yes.
Snow is, Richie?
Yeah. I have, but I wasn't in Australia. Just the thought of it shutting down, where no one's there. And then I think it's done really well. It was suspense really well. So I'll go Frozen.
Yeah. Well, Chris, what do you think?
I saw Frozen forever ago, and it was really boring. I had to turn it off.
It's a little slow, yeah.
It's painfully slow. But I haven't seen Who's Afraid of Virginia Woolf, but I mean, incredible cast. So I'll go with Who's Afraid of Virginia Woolf.
Yeah. Sounds good. Austin?
Who's Afraid of Virginia Woolf it's basically the movie version is basically just the play kind of put on screen because it all just takes in one room and it's a play movie from Mike Nichols it's good. I just feel like it's way too fucking long. It's like 2 hours and 20 minutes, and like the acting's good, the writing's good, but it's too long. But I'll take Frozen, which is like 90 minutes. Like we're kind of in and out. And shout out to the director Adam Green, who did the Hatchet movies, which I'm a fan of as well.
Oh yeah.
So yeah,
Nice.
I'll go with Frozen.
It kind of makes sense. The Hatchet movies kind of have a similar kind of style to it, So yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but
All right.
let's see. And up next we got The Breakfast Club going up against Buried.
Easy vote.
Aw.
Yeah. Well,
All right.
Steven.
Steven.
So earlier I said that there's a better movie that's a similar version to 127 Hours, and I was talking about Buried. And
Okay.
I think Buried is fantastic, and I think this is Ryan Reynolds' best performance. And I mean, I was so mad after I saw it. I was so mad I missed it in theaters because even just watching it on my laptop, it was like so intense, especially the snake scene. Oh my god. I like The Breakfast Club a lot. It's one of the few. I haven't actually seen that many John Hughes movies, but I have seen The Breakfast Club, and I think it's
Nice.
really good. But it's pretty obvious from what everyone just said that it's gonna win, and I happen to actually love Buried more, anyways. So I'm gonna go with Buried.
Yeah, sounds good. Richie, what do you think?
Maybe a similar reason why you put Crimson Tide through. I'll probably go with Buried as well. It's because like Breakfast Club is great, but we've talked about it a lot. We don't need to sort of add to it. It's a great film. About a great coming age film. About accepting people's differences and stuff. But like we didn't talk about Buried enough. Buried is really great. Probably Ryan Reynolds a better performance. Like Steven said. I hadn't. Before that, I hadn't seen many movies like it, and it's very unnerving. I think that the closest thing I've seen to Buried was it was way back then. It was an old CSI episode where one of the cops gets buried under the thing.
Well, that was the Quentin Tarantino episode that he directed.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
That makes sense because in Kill Bill 2, there's also that segment with
because he did the Buried Alive sequence of Kill Bill. Yeah.
Yeah, there's an episode of Alias where Sidney gets buried alive too.
Oh yeah, true. But yeah, like I hadn't seen a full movie based around it. But yeah, like it obviously, like with that movie, I think that with Buried, the performance is more demanding than at least Breakfast Club. You got a lot of people to sort of go to go off. You know what I mean? But yeah, Buried. I think.
Yeah. Sounds good. Chris, what do you think?
I don't get the love for Buried at all. I watched it. I'm glad I didn't see it in theaters, but I rented it. I was really excited to see this movie. Ended up hating it. But Breakfast Club is incredible.
Yeah. Sounds good. Austin?
Yeah, I like Buried. I don't know if I love it. I saw it once, and I don't really need to see it again. Like, it's pretty much, I got everything I need to get out of that. Meanwhile, I think the Breakfast Club is very, very rewatchable, and you can get something out of it depending on your age, and, you can identify a little bit more with the principal, you know what I mean? Putting up with the shit he's getting from these kids. I feel differently every time I see it, but I'll vote for the Breakfast Club. I'll put the pressure on Jordan. And
that was Paul Gleason, right?
Yeah, Paul Gleason's always a great asshole.
Well,
he's like in Die Hard because he was in Die Hard as well.
Yeah. Well, I really tried to get to Buried, so. I only had a limited amount of time to watch some movies. Buried was the very next movie on my list if I would have had time. Instead of Buried, I watched Moon, directed by Duncan Jones. So. Which we'll probably talk about here in a little bit, but I didn't get a chance to watch Buried, but it's really high on my blind spots list. One I want to watch really soon because
it's on HBO Max, so you can watch
it. Nice, yeah, because so I just want to see Ryan Reynolds just do something kind of out of his wheelhouse, where we just like to like jokey kind of like muscular guy, and like every other movie, like I want to see him just do some off the beaten path. So I'm actually pretty intrigued by Buried, but The Breakfast Club is just awesome. Like I was a little late to the party with The Breakfast Club. I probably saw it about 3 years ago, and it really blew me away. Like I feel like I'm kind of like an amalgamation of like the three male characters, like a little bit of a jock, a little bit of a nerd, like a little bit of a rebel. So like I'm kind of like all those three characters. So it really resonated pretty well with me. I really like the cast. And so yeah, The Breakfast Club's awesome. So I'm gonna go Breakfast Club.
Okay.
Safe House is another movie. Where Ryan Reynolds is playing a character who's not constantly wisecracking.
Yeah, right. Yeah. That one's pretty solid, yeah. But I think that's the end for that side. Yeah. So, all right. Moving on to the next. All right. Let's see what we got over here on this side. We have The Hateful Eight up against Clerks. Ooh.
Two filmmakers who basically started at the same time around 92, 94, early 90s.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Richie.
So,
oh man.
Richie.
I'm hard one.
Good luck.
Well, yeah, I mean, obviously, I love The Hateful Eight. Surprised me, but and I love it, everything about it. But yeah, Clerks just I sort of I just love the dialogue. It just hit for me. It's in my top 64. And yeah, it's just a very, very rewatchable movie. So I could see Hateful Eight going through, and that's fine. But I'm going to go Clerks.
Yeah, sounds good. Chris, what do you think?
Clerks.
Yeah.
There you go.
All right.
All right, there you go. Well, Hateful Eight, top 64. Hateful Eight. I'll keep it short.
Yeah. Well, for me, like if this was Clerks 2, like I definitely vote for Clerks 2. But the first Clerk, I do really like it, but just a few little things that don't quite resonate with me as much. Like I don't really understand the decision to go with the black and white. I mean, just some little things. Those are really nitpicky, though.
It was because of cost. Black and white is easier to film, and the movie was made for $20,000. It's literally a cost thing. It has nothing to do with. It wasn't really a creative.
I wasn't sure if it was or not.
Kevin Smith was like just up and coming, like literally a sort of up and coming director. Didn't have money, so I was like,
he charged everything to vote the movie with credit cards. He used 3 different credit cards to just pay for it. It has nothing to do with
But all that's really cool that like he really put his heart and soul and all his money into it and everything. Because I love Kevin Smith. Like he's probably one of my favorite directors. But The Hateful Eight though is like really, really solid and yeah, like I had a really good time. It's not my favorite Quentin Tarantino movie, but still like really, really good. And like I especially love like all the opening stuff before we get to the one location. Just like the whole intro, like he does intros really good. Like makes it like into the classic style, like an old western with like some really cool music and all that stuff. So yeah, I'm gonna vote for The Hateful Eight. So
all right, Steven.
Yeah, Steven.
Yeah, so The Hateful Eight is not my favorite Quentin Tarantino movie either. Then again, I only dislike one of his movies. I'm gonna and The Hateful Eight has 2 great performances from Samuel L. Jackson and Walton Goggins, and the rest of the cast is great too. I mean, Kurt Russell and it's a little bit more in my wheelhouse than Clerks. I enjoyed Clerks, but it's not my favorite Kevin Smith movie either. And so yeah, I'll go with The Hateful Eight.
All right.
Yeah.
You know who's surprisingly good in The Hateful Eight? Channing Tatum.
Yeah, Channing Tatum. Yeah, you're right.
He's great.
On the show day. Well, that's French.
Was the vote for Hateful Eight, right? Is that where the votes are at?
Yeah, 3-2, just barely though. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. But shout out Clerks 3 that's coming out soon. I think it's maybe 2023. I want to say that.
Yeah, that's still
on that. So yeah.
Cannot wait.
Yeah, he finished filming, so it should be coming out. Yeah, pretty soon. Probably sooner rather than later.
Yeah, maybe we'll get a surprise. It'll be in 2022. I just haven't seen it on any of the release lists. Like whenever I look at any of those. So yeah, but we have the Invitation up next, going up against The Thing.
Oh, sorry, Invitation. Shit.
Sorry. Yeah.
Damn. Good movie though.
Well,
Chris.
Yeah,
I've never seen The Invitation at all, but it's The Thing. The Thing's amazing.
Oh yeah. Austin.
Yeah, I like The Invitation, and it's a really good, like, kind of low key, solid movie with a nice little ending that'll stick with you. So I do want to shout out The Invitation. I think people should see it, but like The Thing is pound for pound, I think the greatest horror movie of all time. So yeah, I'll go with The Thing.
Yeah. I don't even know what The Invitation is. So
it's basically this couple goes to this party, because I'll just shout it out because it's not going to make it. But a couple goes to this, like, they get invited to this little social kind of party at this house, and then the people around them start acting really weird. It gets very, like, it's almost like a cult movie. Like, it kind of becomes that, because like all these people kind of are in this weird cult, and then like. Again, I don't want to spoil like the third act of the ending stuff, but like basically it goes to very weird places, like with these people that are at this party, and but it's a good little movie. Like, it's a quick movie, a good watch. But yeah, like, more people should see it. I just want to at least shout it out.
It is apparently free on Tubi.
There you go.
Nice. Yeah.
I thought it was a Netflix movie.
Yeah.
No, I don't think it was. It was just an independent movie. It might have been on Netflix at one point, but yeah, it's on Tubi right now. So
sometimes like when Netflix will like acquire movies, they'll put their little logo at the beginning, making it seem like it's a Netflix movie, but it's not. Yeah. But I'll probably check it out sometime. But The Thing, though, The Thing is like one of the few horror movies, or just movies in general, where I like literally cannot find a single thing wrong with it. Like, I cannot point like I've tried to rack my brain, because I actually did an entire blind spots episode, so I had to like try to come up with pros and cons. I could not do it. So The Thing is an amazing movie. It's up there probably like in my top 2 or 3 Kurt Russell movies of all time. So yeah, I'm gonna go with The Thing. So Steven?
Yeah, The Invitation stars Logan Marshall Green, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, from Upgrade.
I always thought he was an underrated actor who doesn't
he's like discount Tom Hardy when you can't get Tom Hardy.
Yeah, but I liked him. He was in a TV show on TNT called Dark Blue that I liked a lot.
Okay.
And he's been on 24 and the OC, and
nice.
He was in Prometheus, I believe. But anyway, don't get me wrong, The Thing is a really good movie, but I'm going to vote for The Thing, mostly because it gave us a really awesome episode of The X-Files. It was obviously, because The Thing was obviously a very influential movie, and that many people have copied.
Yeah. It almost kind of reminds me of like the X-Files movies sometimes, because I know that's like more like your traditional aliens, but even so, they're doing some Antarctic stuff or that kind of thing. Yeah.
And also, there's a direct-to-video movie called Alien Raiders that's kind of like a Thing ripoff that I liked. But, obviously The Thing is, well, even though it's a remake, is the one that influenced all of this.
Nice. Well, Richie?
I haven't seen it. I only just heard about the invitation, like, literally as it came up, so I hadn't known about it. So I'll check it out. It seems fun. But yeah, the Thing, I came to Thing pretty late too, but yeah, it blew me away. It's fantastic. Kurt Russell's amazing. Basically, I think how I'll describe The Thing like to younger movie viewers, to get involved. It's basically the movie. It's basically the game Among Us, but the enemies are invisible.
Among Us.
So yeah, the movie's fantastic. It's one of the best horror movies ever made. So yes, The Thing, sure, it should move on very, very far in this one.
Yeah. Thing it is. All right. So let's see what we got next. We have Das Boot, another submarine movie, going up against Clerks 2.
Clerks 2.
Oh, all right. Sure.
All right, I'm up first.
Yeah.
Yeah, I will shout out Das Boot. Das Boot is probably like the influential submarine movie that that kind of spawned all the other submarine movies because it's about these German guys. And it's very claustrophobic. It's very long. It's like 3 hours. Especially like the director's cut. I think it's even longer than that. And it's very good if you like sort of these claustrophobic kind of war movies and stuff. It's good. But Clerks 2 is like probably my top 2 or 3 Kevin Smith movies. Like I love Clerks 2 a lot. I think the friendship stuff at the end is actually really, really well written, and it's really funny. So I'll go Clerks 2, but I do like Das Boot. It's worth a watch.
Yeah. So is Das Boot a German language movie? If you're looking at the cast,
Yeah, it is. Like, yeah, it's German. Yeah, okay. It's all in German, and it's I forget the guy who did it. I'll look it up real quick, but it's
Wolfgang Petersen directed it.
Yeah, this is before he started doing like his American movies. Yeah, Wolfgang Petersen.
Yeah, like I don't even want to try to pronounce some of these names, like Jürgen Prochauer.
Well, he's been in a lot of American stuff.
Yeah, like yeah. So yeah, but so I've obviously never seen Das Boot, but it's one that I would check out though. Like I'm not opposed to anything that's in a foreign language. Like I mean, some of the foreign language movies are some of the best movies ever made, so you can't really knock it for that. But but Clerks 2 already kind of talked about it, and I like it better than Clerks. The first Clerks, and like it's a lot of fun, and yeah, like I mean, we've talked about it a lot on tournament fights, and I usually it does pretty well, and it's probably will tonight as well. So I'm gonna vote Clerks 2.
Yeah, yeah. Wolfgang Petersen, who directed Air Force One, which we saw on the list, and directed Troy and some other stuff. Yeah. One of his first movies. Mm-hmm.
Well, Steven, what do you think?
So I haven't seen Das Boot, but I really want to because I'm a huge Wolfgang Petersen fan. I love a lot of his movies, like Air Force One, In the Line of Fire, The Perfect Storm.
Mm-hmm.
Those are all by him. Nice.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. But yeah, I liked Clerks 2 a lot, so I'll go with Clerks 2.
Yeah, sounds good. Richie?
Yeah. I wanted to get to that Das Boot, but it's sort of I think the length is sort of just kind of giving me a pause. But
it's hard to squeeze in like a 3-hour movie. It's kind of hard to squeeze in.
Yeah. 3 hours. Sounds a little long.
It's sort of it's sort of the same reasons like maybe haven't like sat down and watched the Snyder Cut. It's like I got to spare 4 hours. Yeah. It's like I mean I might get around to it eventually. But yeah, Clerks 2 is like it's. I love Clerks 2. It's got a lot of heart to it. It's just very quotable. I mentioned the porch monkey thing. That's pretty funny. I mentioned it's one of the where it's like
the donkey show.
Like Jason needs cameo. It's like he goes to JR. Why don't you tell me this? Something tells me I won't like it very much. He goes, thanks, pickle fucker. And it's like This tastes like piss and flies, man.
Yeah.
And then, obviously the donkey show. Yeah, it's insane. I love what they did with it, and I can't wait for Clerks 3. So yeah, Clerks 2. It's great to see.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, sounds good. Well, Chris, what do you think?
So Das Boot is actually one of my movies that I do want to check out. My wife owns it. She loves World War II and military history. And one of the cool facts, actually, that was one of the first movies where they actually, like, the submarine was designed to scale of what the real submarine actually is in real life or was in real life.
Mm-hmm.
So pretty cool fact. But I still got to check it out. But Clerks 2 is phenomenal. So I got actually, you know what? I'm going to go with Das Boot just for that reason alone that they went to that much detail.
Sure, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Well,
Clerks 2 will take it, but shout out Das Boot. It's a good movie.
Yeah,
it's a good movie.
Yeah. All right. Well, up next we got Misery going up against Dawn of the Dead.
Shit!
Yeah, the original. It's like a horror, like powerhouse matchup. Yeah.
Damn. All right, Jordan. I'll have time to think about it.
Oh, it's me first. Oh, come on. Yeah, probably. I think I gotta go with Misery, just because I think that I wanted few people that slightly prefers the remake a little more. I actually really like the remake a lot. So, yeah, but it's close to like that's no slight against this one. This one's great too. But like just Kathy Bates' performance, like she's a powerhouse. Just the scene with the sledgehammer alone, it's just just really unnerving. So yeah, I gotta go Misery. So, but Steven?
So I also agree that I like the remake of Dawn of the Dead more as well. But just like, I forget what movie it was that Austin said that he had recency bias. I saw Dawn of the Dead, the original, for the first time last October. So whereas it's been a long time since I've seen Misery. So Dawn of the Dead is a little bit more fresh in my mind. And I wasn't actually, even though it's a classic, I wasn't really expecting to like it because, I don't know, zombies, I'm more into vampires than I am into zombies, even though there are some zombie stuff that I do love. But it was a pleasant surprise. I mean, a lot of the gore and it looked really fake.
Yeah.
But there was it was surprisingly funny at times as well. And yeah, also not only is the gore fake, but the zombies just look and the way they move is kind of laughable. but overall, it was better than I thought. I liked it. I'll go with Dawn of the Dead.
Sure, yeah. Oh, Richie, what do you think?
I'm kind of opposite to Steven in that I seen Dawn of the Dead like a while ago, so I don't have as much memory of it. But I rewatched Misery quite recently, so it's more fresh in my mind. And yeah, Misery is fantastic. Obviously, Kathy Bates is just chilling as, but like that. Yeah, the scene where she breaks James Caan's like broken feet with a sledgehammer. Just
Just gives you chills.
Yeah, it gives you chills. So this is a weird fact. Okay, that I think Bruce Willis and Laurie Metcalf did a stage production.
Did a new stage one? Yeah.
Really?
And Bruce Willis got a lot of criticism because I think the audience or whoever felt that he was getting fed lines through.
Oh, he was. They said he was. They admitted he had an earpiece in. And he was getting all his lines through an earpiece instead of memorizing the damn lines. Like you should for a stage play.
Yeah.
But he gets fed he gets fed lines through a lot of his movies as well. There's like you can see an earpiece. So I think it might be I don't know if it's a case of memory loss or just not caring. I don't know. But yeah,
watch for the earpiece for Bruce Willis.
But just because it's fresh in my mind, I go Misery. Misery is fantastic.
Yeah, sounds good. Well, Chris, what do you think?
So I've never actually seen Dawn of the Dead. I did see the remake, and the remake's phenomenal. But Misery is awesome. I gotta go with Misery.
Yeah. Austin,
I'm not mad about Misery moving through, but like I fucking love Dawn of the Dead, and it never gets its due on like any of these shows that I'm ever on when we talk about Dawn of the Dead for being great. But I think the issue with that and the problem is it's always had weird rights issues to where it's never been really available. Because I have the 4K, like I said, I sent Jordan like my DVD, so he was able to see it. But it's like hard to find because these weird rights and distribution issues. It's like not even on streaming anywhere, like even available for rent. You can find it on YouTube, the longer European cut. That's like, it's the longer European cut. It's like 10 minutes longer on YouTube, but at least it's there for whatever reason. But yeah, it's hard to see. So I think that's why, it doesn't get as much love because it's just hard to find, weirdly enough. But you can find all of Romero's other movies on streaming pretty easily. But yeah, I'll vote for Dawn of the Dead, but I'm not really mad about Misery going through because Misery's, amazing. It's great.
When you watch the original Dawn of the Dead, you kind of have to go in with like a mindset now, like kind of knowing that like it was an early zombie movie that all the makeup isn't going to be like what it is now. It's going to look kind of campy, but that's kind of the like charm of it almost, that just looks a little campy.
I love the colors of like these 70s movies. I love the color palettes, and like my 4K looks fucking incredible. Like it's just the cool, the way things were shot back then is just interesting. It's kind of it's silly, but it's fun. I like it a lot.
But Misery moving on. All right, and then we got But the autopsy of Jane Doe on here going up against Moon. So,
oh fuck, that's a close one too.
Yeah.
Damn.
Yeah. So
Steven.
Oh,
right, Steven.
unfortunately, I haven't seen either. But the autopsy of Jane Doe, is that another one of those found footage movies?
No, it's not. It's not found
It's
footage.
not. Oh, but it's
No,
an exorcism.
it's a regular movie.
Is it an exorcism movie then?
No. So the setup is I'll set it up a little bit. It's basically Brian Cox and Emile Hirsch. So two well-known actors. And they're Brian Cox is he's a mortician. They're doing an autopsy on his body, like in the morgue, and Emile Hirsch is like his little protege assistant kind of guy. But they kind of supernatural weird shit starts to happen with the body. Like the stuff they're looking at the body doesn't make any sense. Like all the organs are out of place and like really weird, and like they can't figure out like what's going on. And then they get kind of trapped in there, and all this supernatural shit starts happening. But it's really creepy and claustrophobic and pretty fun. But yeah, Brian Cox and Emile Hirsch, like it's got two good actors at the top of it. It's really solid.
I like those two. I didn't know they were in it, and that actually sounds kind of interesting. I'm still going to go with Moon because that's a movie I've definitely been wanting to see for a long time. And I know not everybody has liked a few of his recent movies, but I'm a big fan of Duncan Jones' work from Source Code. I think Source Code was fantastic.
Yeah, Source Code's great.
So I will go with Moon.
Yeah. Warcraft, maybe not so much, but yeah. But Richie, what do you think?
Yeah, I haven't seen Autopsy of Jane Doe, so but I'll get onto it maybe. Sounds interesting. But yeah, Moon's fantastic. Sam Rockwell's one of my favorite actors. I think he's just phenomenal, and I still don't think he gets the credit he should get, but I think people are coming around. But yeah, Moon's fantastic. I don't actually mind Duncan Jones. I think he's very consistent as a director. Obviously, you got like Source Code is great, Moon's great, and Warcraft not so much. I'm probably I'm probably in the minority who didn't hate Mute. I thought it was fine.
Yeah,
but I heard bad things about Bright, but I wanted to see that.
Yeah, I understand why people didn't like it. I understand why people wouldn't like it, but I don't mind. But I'll go Moon.
Yeah, sounds good. Well, Chris, what do you think here?
I loved Bright. Like, that movie's awesome, by the way. You need to check it out.
Yeah.
Ignore all the hatred for that movie. But between the two, I've never seen either one of these. But between the two, the autopsy of a Jane Doe sounds awesome. So I'm definitely going to vote for that one.
Sure, yeah. Sounds good. Austin?
Yeah, Moon's already going through, so yeah, again, I'll just give love to Autopsy of Jane Doe. Just a nice little kind of two-man show, essentially. And really it's a horror movie that'll get under your skin. Like, really, like, first time I saw it, turn off the lights, watch it, it'll really creep you out. Like, it's really, really good stuff. So I'll give some love to Autopsy of Jane Doe, but even though Moon's great too. Like, I think Sam Rockwell in that movie is it's basically a one-man show because it's him and the voice of Kevin Spacey, but it's mainly just him. But yeah, he does great, and it's a nice little low-budget kind of sci-fi movie. Yeah.
So I've not seen the Autopsy of Jane Doe, but I definitely want to check it out. Maybe I might save it if we like. We start doing some Halloween episodes for our channel, but Moon I actually watched for the very first time this morning, and this movie freaking blew me away. Like, it was so good, and Sam Rockwell, like, in my mind, he's never given a bad performance in his career. Like, I think that he's one of those actors that's just solid all the way around, and kind of like Austin said, that he's the one man show. Like, he's like acting against himself with like clones of himself. And then it's like really, really cool how they do it, and just have this guy just on the moon, on the space station, kind of doing some research. And then there's a lot of twists and it turns, like trying to figure out like which one is the clone, and when he's going home, and like all the different stuff, and like he's just like so good. Like, Sam Rockwell's slowly creeping up into my like maybe top 5 actors of all time. Like, I'm a huge Sam Rockwell fan, so yeah, I got to go with Moon. For sure.
Yeah,
Come on, he's in Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. How can you not love Sam Rockwell?
Oh yeah.
Where did you watch Moon?
And
Moon, I
Movies
watched it.
is Moon's out and about. It's on a couple of
I
services.
looked. It's not available on anything.
and
For
Well, Moon,
free.
I had to rent from Amazon Prime. That's what I did. I
Okay.
just rented it, but
I mean, you might have to like rent it, but it's
Yeah.
available. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Hey,
So-
I'm looking at it right now. It says Moon's on Hulu. From what I'm looking at right now, it's on
With
Hulu.
the subscription.
Oh yeah, that's where I watched it. So I watched it from Hulu, but I thought it might have been like maybe no. I watched it on Amazon Prime. Yeah. Like it might be on like Stars or one of those kind of like
Yeah, I don't
ones
have
you have to pay
Stars.
extra
from
from Hulu. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's one of
Yeah,
those.
I recently saw Richard Jewell for the first time, and Sam Rockwell's great in that.
Oh yeah.
by the
So
way,
he's in that.
by the way, Duncan Jones didn't direct Bright. That was David Ayer.
Oh
David
yeah,
Ayer, right.
Yeah, I was gonna say that.
David Abe.
Mhm.
Yeah.
For some reason, I
Yeah.
thought that was him.
Mm.
But yeah.
Yeah, speaking of Duncan Jones, I remember when I worked at a movie theater, we did an early screening of the movie Warcraft, and everyone was like so pumped and excited for this movie. And it was like a huge letdown. Everyone hated it after. It was pretty funny. We saw it at like a midnight screening for like employees only.
I think I have that movie because I rented it off Redbox and just forgot about it, and so I own it now.
Yeah. Well, now you own a subpar movie, so you can watch.
Mhm.
But yeah.
I own a lot of
Next,
subpar movies. It's fine.
Yeah. We have Bug, which was a last minute addition to the show, and then it's Lighthouse. The Lighthouse.
Oh,
So,
why?
yeah.
Fuck yeah.
So,
I knew it wouldn't be.
Why?
Yeah.
I knew it wouldn't be a Chris
Who's
movie.
up first?
It's so good. This is gonna be
Yeah.
fun to
First?
talk about.
Richie. Well, Richie, go ahead.
I'm going first. Lighthouse is delightfully fucking weird. I love it.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
really
Like,
weird.
These are both weird movies, actually.
Willem Dafoe and Robert Pattinson play off each other so well, and just like they're both the center to madness. Is just great. It's a like fantastic movie, and just the ending is just it's bonkers, and I really like. Is it Robert Eggers who directed this movie?
Yeah, Robert Eggers, who did The
I really
Witch,
like-
and
I
he's
really
doing
like
doing that other movie.
I really like a lot of this stuff, and then it's just it's not gonna be for everybody, but man, this movie's fucking bonkers, and I love it. It's one of A24's better movies, and I haven't seen Bud. I've heard good things, but
Yeah.
Mhm.
Well, Chris, what do you think?
Lighthouse is fucking weird. No.
Yeah,
No.
it is weird.
There's no it is not delightfully fun. There's nothing delightfully fun about it.
Yeah.
Unless you want to watch him doing that. And I've never seen Bug, but because it's going up against Lighthouse, I'm absolutely going to vote for Bug.
Yeah. Sounds good. Well, Austin, what do you?
Yeah, I'll give it a shout out to Bug. It's William Friedkin who did The Exorcist. This is one of his later, just kind of low budget movies, but it's really good. Michael Shannon and Ashley Judd just kind of going crazy in a hotel room. Yeah, like it's fun. But yeah, The Lighthouse is like Richie said, it's delightfully bonkers. It's a lot of fun, and to watch William Dafoe just sit on a stool and just rant and rave about God knows what, and just go fucking crazy with these monologues and just be fucking weird. Yeah, just talking nonsense like he's great.
Just fart every 5 seconds, 5 minutes.
Yeah. He's just. It's so weird, and it gets to crazy places, but I kind of like it, and that's what makes me go and watch it again. So I'll go for The Lighthouse. I think it's delightfully funny and weird. Yeah.
So I have seen The Lighthouse. I've not seen Bug, but I saw The Lighthouse because I was working in a movie theater when it came out, and I remember like me and my coworkers, we'd like run into the theater just because we thought it was so weird that there's some like weird masturbation scene with Robert Pattinson where he's just jerking off for some random reason, and it just doesn't really fit.
He's jerking off so bad.
It doesn't fit, but yet oddly it kind of does because this movie's so like all over the place, you know. So and also if you watch any interviews with William Dafoe where he's talking about The Lighthouse, like he loved playing this character, just kind of getting crazy and just going just off the wall, and like when you bring it up, like he'll he always has a huge smile on his face. He's like, yeah, but like wasn't it great? We got so batshit crazy for that movie, and he's just like loving it and stuff. So yeah, he had a good time with it, and like if anyone's gonna play a crazy character like that, like it's gonna be Willem Dafoe. But I mean, I don't know if I really liked it though. Like it's just hard to really say. But I mean, I guess that I'll vote for it just because of how crazy it was. Just them in the rain, like
Oh my
in this
god.
lighthouse. Like just because I've never seen bugs, so I can't really vote for it.
Why?
So,
It's a critically
yeah,
acclaimed
I'm gonna
movie,
vote for
Chris.
it.
No.
Yeah.
It should be nominated for an Oscar.
No.
It's
There's
an Oscar-nominated
about
film.
it.
I didn't
Yeah,
hate
yeah,
it, but I didn't love it either. So yeah.
I would rather eat this light bulb than watch that movie.
Go ahead.
Okay?
Then go ahead.
Go ahead, go ahead, do it.
Right on the screen.
Do it.
Do it.
Not gonna
Be
happen.
Be like Steve-O. Didn't he eat a light bulb for something?
Probably.
Steve-O, yeah.
People probably
Yeah.
do a lot of dumb stuff.
Yeah, right. But
Steven.
Steven, what do you think?
Okay, I started watching The Lighthouse before this, but I only saw the first half. I'm
Was it weird?
it's compared to Bug, it's a perfectly normal movie.
Sure.
I gotta say, I kind of hated Bug. I mean, I'll say this: Ashley Judd and Michael Shannon certainly give committed performances. I'll say that.
They always come in.
But just as I was watching, especially as the movie goes on and on, I'm thinking, what the hell am I watching?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I just think it's also a very off-putting movie in a lot of ways too. The Lighthouse, so far, it's hard to judge. It's hard to judge The Lighthouse without seeing the ending, because it's seems to be one of those slow burn movies where how I ultimately feel about it will depend on how it ends. But so far, I'm intrigued, and I think Pattinson and Dafoe are both very good. So I will give it to The Lighthouse.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
All right, Richie.
Chris.
Let's make it our goal. Put the Lighthouse in the Elite Eight. Let's do it.
Yeah.
All in.
Get the Lighthouse in there. But like seriously though, like I strongly recommend going to watch some of those William Dafoe interviews. Like I want to go watch them now. Like they're like really fun because he loved like that character, the Lighthouse, and he just like smiles and just like you can tell how much fun he was having. Like
no one plays crazy. No one plays crazy better than Willem Dafoe. I finally saw Spider-Man: No Way Home and love him in that movie.
Oh
It was amazing. But that's a phenomenal movie.
So is Lighthouse. It's great.
It's great. But
Come on, it's Green. It's Green Goblin and the Batman. How can you not love it?
We haven't seen the Batman yet.
DC. The DC Marvel match that we always wanted, right?
Right.
But we have
Be fun.
yeah. We have Rear Window. So
Okay.
against funny games.
Yeah.
All right. So who's
all right, Chris.
Rear Window, but what funny games? That's a really
funny games.
weird poster.
Yeah, funny games.
It's
a weird horror movie.
I'm pretty sure this
But
is the remake.
absolutely, Rear Window is amazing with James Stewart.
Yeah. Well, Austin.
It doesn't matter which version you watch. Both funny games are directed by the same guy. They have like the same actors. It's all the same shit. Like it's the same thing, just with a different family. But I think I heard William, but to be honest, feelings like I hate funny games. Like I fucking hate that movie. Like I despise it. I rewatched it before we did that 90s horror movie show. Where like I don't like it. I just think it cheats and the shit with the remote control. Like I fucking hate that stuff. I think it's terrible. But Rear Windows. Obviously one of the more well-known Hitchcock classics, and it's really good. And I don't even mind the remake they did with Christopher Reeve when he was in the wheelchair. Like I think it's a pretty good remake too. So, but I'll go with Rear Window.
Yeah, I wasn't sure which poster to get for Funny Games? Either this one or the one with like the like thing like over his head or whatever. There's
it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
This is the remake, not the original. I thought on the list it said it was the original.
It's the same movie.
It's the same movie.
This is the original.
They're literally the
Either
exact
way.
same because it's
Never
the
seen
same
either one,
thing.
but-
It's the same two guys, same director, just a different family actors. Like it's the same fucking movie, like same beat, same
Yeah.
basically same shit.
Yeah. Well, I already said it earlier. Like, I don't really like movies where like people are just set in a house and like the chaos. Like you have to kill your own family or like people just kind of like I don't know if they're all related, but even so, they like force her to do this thing where they got to do these crazy weirdo games and like cut each other up and stuff. And yeah, it's just not really my cup of tea. So, but Rear Window might be maybe my favorite Alfred Hitchcock movie. Like it's up there. Like it's up there with like Vertigo or like some of those other ones. But yeah, Rear Window for sure. Yeah, it's a good time. So Steven?
Okay, I haven't seen Rear Window. I haven't seen the original Funny Games, but I saw the American remake. And here's the thing. As far as like the one that I did see, I thought it was actually kind of pretty funny, actually. Like I found it to be very satirical a lot of times. Like even the infamous rewind scene, and the way Brady Corbett is practically winking at the camera. But then I read about Michael Haneke and what his intentions are, and I thought, wow, this guy's a jackass.
He hates horror fans. He hates horror fans, which are the people who would see the fucking movie. So fuck that guy.
Yeah,
like that's the one you're gonna make the money off of. Is the horror people are gonna see your fucking movie, and you like hate. You actually said you hate people who like horror movies. Well, then fuck you. Then I hate your movie. Go fuck yourself.
And that's why I'm going to go with Rear Window, because even though I was entertained and enjoyed Funny Games, the American version at least, I reading about the guy, the Michael Haneke, makes me not want to support him. So I'll go with Rear Window.
Yeah.
I mean, anybody who like goes, oh yeah, I'll remake my movie shot for shot. Tell me like,
I'll remake my own movie.
I don't know. It's weird, but yeah, like Funny Games, like if you like, it's just like endless dread as well. So it's not one of those movies like, oh man, you don't come out of it feeling good. Like within 5 minutes, this family is fucked. They're going to meet a horrible end. Nothing. There's no optimism at all. It's just a dark, depressing movie, and there's nothing going for it. I mean, it's got great actors. Naomi Watts. I mean the remake, but Naomi Watts, Tim Roth. But they do what they can. And Michael Pitt's pretty good and stuff. He's there, but he does a good job. But this movie's just. And the original too is just like it's not a like you need. I feel like you need to watch like a comedy afterwards, like a palate cleanser or something. It's not. It's just a very depressing, dreary movie. And like Rear Window is one of the horror classics. It's fantastic. I came to it pretty late as well, but it's fantastic. So Rear Window by a mile. Funny Games is very. It's just I don't even like talking about this movie, do I?
But.
Yeah, so I meant to say Michael Pitt, not Brady Corbett. He's the one that's practically winking at the camera the whole time and gives a funny performance, I thought.
Yeah.
So who was the one that like had the thing against horror fans? Is that the director?
That's the director. Yeah, the director actively said he hates horror movie fans, but the two movies he's made the most money on are his fucking versions of this movie, the horror movies. So go fuck yourself, because those are the people who are going to see your movie. Like horror fans are the only ones who are going to see your movie. Yeah,
he's a hypocrite.
Yeah, so fuck you.
Well, he probably achieved his goal because everyone hates his movie. So I mean,
and I said that on that show when William Bibiani was on there, we just like completely disagree because he gave it like an A. I gave it an F because I fucking hate Funny Games. So like whatever.
Like, funny games, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, it's ruined.
No, I'm with you, Austin. I hate it.
Yeah, I don't like that movie.
Same.
Fuck that
I don't
movie.
like it either. So. But
I mean, if I ignore the director and what his intentions, I actually kind of enjoyed the movie. It's just that when I read about, it's just when I read about what the director's intentions are, I'm thinking,
dreary. Anyway.
Right. So up next, we have Record versus Reservoir Dogs. All right. So
All right.
Who's up first?
I'm up first. Yeah. I mean, we talked a little bit about Rec, Record, whatever you want to call it. With Quarantine, it's definitely the better version, but you're going up against a really good Tarantino movie in Reservoir Dogs. So yeah, as much as I like Rec, I'm gonna go for Reservoir Dogs.
Yeah. So I actually watched Reservoir Dogs for the first time yesterday. So I'd never seen it before, and I still haven't seen Rec just because it seems a little like maybe more gory than something I want to watch. But I'll probably get around to watching it. But I'm starting to get a little more used to that kind of stuff. But like Reservoir Dogs, maybe I have a semi-hot take on it. I didn't love it, but I didn't hate it. Like I thought it was fine. Like it was just okay. I know some people that like say it's their favorite movie of all time. Like it's their favorite Quentin Tarantino movie, and I'm just kind of like it's just like could have qualified. I can't remember. Do we have it in our One Crazy Day movies? I can't remember.
Yeah.
If we had it.
Yeah.
Because it counts. Yeah. Yeah. So, but like I mean, I haven't seen Rex, so I am gonna vote for Reservoir Dogs, and probably my favorite character was probably Steve Buscemi, or I forget the like guy that gets shot at the beginning that like got shot in the stomach or whatever. He was pretty good too.
Tim Roth. Yeah, but Michael Madsen is it's one of his Michael Madsen's best roles ever as well, Mr. Blonde. The guy cuts the dude's ear off, dancing to Stuck in the Middle with You. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but I didn't love it, but I didn't hate it. It was just fine. Like I'd give it like a 5 out of 10 for me. So
wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Let's move on before I get mad. All right, let's move on.
Sure.
Okay.
Wow.
Well, I didn't hate it though.
Jordan.
So I mean,
Reservoir Dogs is not a 5 out of 10 movie.
Not a 5 out of 10.
You're making Chris look good for hating a lot.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Hey, I mean,
that's
fresh off of watching it, very fresh. But what do you think, Steven?
Yeah, Steven. Sorry.
Yeah. So I remember I watched Rec right around the same time that another foreign language horror movie that I liked a lot, Ills or Them. I guess the American title is, and. Okay. I liked Ills a little bit more, but Rec's pretty good. But yeah, I think Reservoir Dogs is Quentin Tarantino's second best movie because I think Pulp Fiction will always forever be his best.
Yeah, Pulp Fiction.
But yeah, Michael Madsen is awesome in that movie. Harvey Keitel is great. And the ending is just it's hilarious, but also but awesome.
Yeah.
You know how.
Yeah.
and Steve Buscemi almost just seems like the smartest person in the room since he hides.
Yeah. Right. Yeah.
So yeah, I'm gonna go with Reservoir Dogs.
Yeah. Well, Richie?
Yeah, Rec is a perfectly is a great, respectable horror movie. It's one, I think everyone should go out and watch. But yeah, and more. I think, and if it's going up against a lot of other movies, it could go through for sure. But it's going up against Reservoir Dogs. Definitely. I can't put Rick ahead of Reservoir Dogs, so I'll go Reservoir Dogs.
Yeah. Well, Chris, what do you think?
Reservoir Dogs has probably one of my favorite openings, like that whole speech about how they're going around collecting money for a tip, and his character goes tipping.
Yeah.
I don't. Did she fill my cup multiple times? Did she do anything special? No. You don't just get a tip because you just showed up. Yeah. Mm-hmm. And Reservoir Dogs is amazing. Absolutely, Reservoir Dogs.
Yeah, I've worked at restaurants for a long time now, and I would absolutely hate that person.
Yeah, that wouldn't tip. Yeah. Well, Austin.
And Lawrence C was just like, throw on your dolly, you cocksucker, or I'll beat you over the head with a bat. Already. That was first.
So I always.
Oh yeah.
I always think of this movie now whenever I hear "Stuck in the Middle with You."
Oh yeah, you can't not. Yeah,
that is true. Yeah, but probably sometime on the road I'll watch it again and I'll gain more of an appreciation. It just seems like one of those movies that for me will probably grow on me over time, but for right now, I'm just kind of letting it settle for a little bit.
If I remember correctly, I don't think Roger Ebert was a big fan of it either.
Oh, interesting. Yeah.
The first time I liked it, I did not.
I'll have to look that up for the next one.
On further
I'll look it up
watches,
and
I
see what he
loved
gave
it.
Yeah.
So you give it like 2.
I was initially in your camp, Jordan, when I first
yeah,
watched
yeah.
the movie. But then I watched it a bunch of times after I loved it. So, yeah.
I gave it 2.5. Yeah.
Wow.
It's a very dialogue-heavy movie, so that's kind of one of the things. But it has really solid, well-written dialogue. So, I mean, yeah. But up next we got Clue going up against Devil. So, this one might be a little lopsided, but we'll see. Who's up first now?
It is Jordan.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Me, okay. This one's easy for me. Clue, hands down. I'm a huge fan of Clue. Like Tim Curry, Michael McKean, even Martin Mull. That's the only movie I've ever really liked him in, and like he's really, really great as Professor Plum. It's probably my favorite murder mystery movie I've ever seen. Like it's just really, really fun, and especially like seeing the multiple endings too. Like that's really great too, and like Double. I mean, that's not really a very good movie. I don't hate it, but I'm not going to call it a good movie. It's I don't know. It's more of like a 4 out of 10 for me. But Clue is great. Like so, I'm going to vote Clue easy. So
Reservoir Dogs only one above that.
Yeah, right. It's only one above it for now. But I'll give it a rewatch maybe in like a year or something. So yeah, but Steven?
Yeah, I actually haven't seen either one of these. But I like a good murder mystery, so I'll probably go with Clue. Although the idea of a movie being set completely in an elevator kind of intrigues me too. But I'll go with Clue.
Yeah. But
yeah,
Richie?
Clue's a classic. I do like it. I get a lot of enjoyment out of it. I want to there is a movie that's sort of similar that I enjoy, a bit of a parody movie that I enjoyed a bit more than Clue, and this guy in the community, Brian Michaels, probably attest to this. It's called Murder by Death. It's pretty fun. That's probably a better version of Clue. Yeah,
it's a great title too.
Devils, whatever. I feel like a lot of people when it came out were kind of misconstruing it as being an M. Night Shyamalan movie, but he produced it, but he didn't direct it. I don't. But it still has that kind of vibe, I guess. It's not as offensively bad as his stuff, but it's very forgettable. So I would say Clue.
Isn't one of them supposed to be the devil?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's kind of how it is. Yeah. Yep. But
Chris?
Clue is awesome, and it always kind of reminded me of that movie, John Candy is Delirious. I think it's called.
Yeah.
That movie's hilarious. But I kind of avoided Devil because obviously it had that director attached, so that's all I needed to know.
Yeah. Yeah, I know you're not a big M. Night fan, but I'm Austin.
Maybe my hot take of the night. I'm not a fan of Clue. I think it's boring and overrated.
What?
I don't like Clue.
You're overrated.
It's I don't think it's that good. I think it's got a good cast that's completely wasted, and the 3 ending thing is stupid. And I don't like Clue that much. Like I've tried to like it, and I don't get it. So I'm glad it didn't make our 80s comedy list, and nobody brought it up. And I'm glad it didn't make the list because I don't like Clue. So I'll vote for Devil. Yeah.
Sad. But to each their own. But even so, Clue's going to advance. So
Clue is phenomenal.
Because Devil's not that good. So
Yep.
There's hot takes all over the place in this episode. I'm waiting for my hot take.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, waiting for it.
I've been coming up.
That's all. Been my only hot take so far this evening. But yeah, that's my hot take.
With that too, going up against Phone Booth. So
all right.
So
all right, Steven.
Yeah, Steven.
Well, I already mentioned how I don't like the Evil Dead movies, so
true.
So I'll easily go with Phone Booth.
Yeah.
Yeah. Also, just because I think we talked about Evil Dead a lot, and I mean for good reason. But like Phone Booth is really good. It's one of those sort of came out in 2003, 2002, and I still like people talk about it. But I still think it's underrated in a way. I think like Keith Sullivan is great villain. I love and Colin Farrell's great in it. Yeah, I just think it builds tension really well. So phone booth.
Yeah. Well, Chris, what do you think?
I love Phone Booth. Phone Booth surprised the hell out of me. Because one of the movies you don't really know what to make of this movie, and then it kind of changes as it kind of goes.
Yeah.
Massive twist at the end. Yeah, it's a great movie.
Yeah, sounds good. Austin?
It's funny. Phone Booth is, it's definitely kind of underrated. I would almost argue it might be Joel Schumacher's best movie of the 2000s because he made kind of a lot of garbage, and it's definitely like one of his better movies. Because
I would say Tigerland is better, but that's me.
Maybe. I don't know. But anyways, but I am an Evil Dead 2 fan, and I know where this is going to go because Jordan's not really a big Evil Dead 2 fan, so I'll give Evil Dead 2 some love. So,
well, actually, though, like I might do something to kind of surprise everyone because I've never seen Phone Booth, and like the Evil Dead 2 is kind of slowly growing on me bit by bit. So I think that I really can't vote for Phone Booth because I haven't seen it. So until I do, I got to vote Evil Dead 2. So
wow.
Yeah. So yeah. But
even with that, Phone Booth is gonna move on 3-2. So there you go.
Yep. Which I'm not mad about because I don't love Evil Dead by any means. So, but up next we got The Mist.
The Mist.
Going up against
Non-stop.
Even though it's cut off, it says non-stop.
It's non-stop.
Yeah. But,
all right, Richie.
Richie, you're
all right. Cool. I like both these movies a lot. We talk about how Liam Neeson's always in the sort of same sort of movies, and I mentioned that there's another movie with Nees in one location that's better, and that's this one. I think his character's given more depth than this one. I think it's a bit more intriguing. I like the supporting cast of Julianne Moore, the Peter Naranga, Corey Stoll, Nate Parker.
Yeah.
Before he got cancer. But it's really good movie about and also about a character that's not necessarily that likable. But The Mist is fantastic as well. It really surprised the hell out of me. It's just great, and especially that ending is very, very harrowing. This is really hard.
Happy ending. You want me to explain when I get to my turn? I'll explain why it's a happy ending when I get to my turn. All right, anyways, go ahead.
All right, fair enough. I will look. I think I know where it's going to go. I'm going to go non-stop.
Yeah, sounds good. Chris, what do you think?
So I love The Mist, but I have a feeling that I know where Austin's going to go with this and why he's going to say that he hates The Mist. So but I'm going to go with Non-Stop because I feel like Non-Stop surprised the hell out of me. It's a great movie from beginning to end, and I especially loved seeing Anson Mount play a bad guy. And he's one of my favorite actors, who, of course, I got his autograph when he was playing on Hell on Wheels. And he's been in tons of other stuff, too, but played a good villain.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Well, sounds good, Austin. What do you think?
No, I fucking love. I love The Mist. The Mist is awesome. I've been a champion of The Mist for a long time. I think The Mist is great. Especially the black and white version on the double DVD. If you can watch it, it's really good because it's a throwback to kind of 50s monster movies in a lot of spots. Mute it for 20 seconds if you don't want to know the ending. But The Mist basically like Thomas Jane and a couple people go off in a car and they think, the monsters are coming. So he takes a gun and he shoots everybody and he's about to shoot himself, but he runs out of bullets. So like everybody's dead except him. And he gets out of the car to think he's just going to accept his fate. And it's the military coming through and the military's come to save everybody and they're defeating the monsters. So it sucks for Thomas Jane and that family, but it's a happy ending because humanity defeats the monsters in the end. So it's a happier ending for the world as a whole. So you have to think about the broader context of the ending. So I've presented that on many message boards and people go, oh, I never thought about it that way. Oh, I guess we defeat the crazy interdimensional monsters. Yeah.
We don't know that actually.
Yeah, we do. They're torching everything. They're winning. Like the military's winning. They are defeating the monsters. They are rolling through and killing everything. So yeah, but I love the Mist. So I'll vote for the Mist.
Yeah, so I have a love-hate relationship with the Mist. Like as a premise,
never mind. It's you that hates it.
Yeah. Well, no, like not. I don't hate it, but it's like as a premise, I actually really, really like it. And I like the whole thing that they're like held up in this grocery store and they can't get out and like the mystery like what could be out there. But like freaking Marcia Gay Harden's character just like shouting out all this religious bullshit. Like it's
it's the best thing about the movie. She's great.
Yeah,
she's fucking great.
So
it's a comment about humanity, about how she can turn people in like a day.
Right in the face.
Yeah,
like I would have
they
no
do.
problems about hitting a woman.
You mentioned about the character.
They do.
Yeah,
they stab her.
But there are people like that, though. There are nut jobs.
Yeah, that part.
Yes, there are nut jobs.
That part I actually like when you finally get stabbed. Yeah, but then I don't really know what to think of the ending. Like, part of me kind of likes it, and part of me is kind of like I didn't like it. So like, it's a really like a visceral ending that gave me like a visceral reaction. And I'm like, oh, like it's one of the craziest endings to a movie I've ever seen. Like yeah, but Nonstop, like it's a really fun movie. Like it's one of the better Liam Neeson movies that I really like. Just like run around on this plane and like it's pretty intriguing. Just seeing him as like the U.S. Marshal and stuff. But I think I gotta go with the Mist. Like I think that it just like it brings a little more to the table. I think so. Yeah, I'm gonna go with the Mist. So.
Hey, Steven?
Yeah. Steven.
So. The Mist is definitely the better movie, but I think I'm going to go with Nonstop because of the reason why is because The Mist, the last 20 minutes take place outside of the supermarket, and Nonstop is all set in the airplane, so it's a little bit more, more for this in this topic than The Mist is, I think. And I've enjoyed Nonstop a lot, and great cast. Julianne Moore's in it. So I'm gonna go with Nonstop.
Yeah,
to be fair, I would say that the topic is that films set mostly in one location. So
mostly in one location.
Mostly, yeah, it is true. Mostly, yeah.
But
there's only really a couple of movies that literally like don't go anywhere besides their original location.
Yeah,
like that's not, like Buried, like stuff like or Log. Like
that's why
it does not get away from them. Yeah, but again. 80% of the Mist takes place inside the grocery store. Like that's the idea.
So the votes go to the Mist, right?
Maybe 75%.
No, it goes to Nonstop.
Oh, really?
What did you vote for Chris? You voted for Mist, right?
Nonstop.
No, Richie, Chris, and Steven all voted for Nonstop. Yeah.
I thought you voted for the Mist, Chris. Okay.
No.
But we have 10 Cloverfield Lane going up against Saw.
All right. Oh shit. That's
very first Saw.
All right. Chris?
Yeah, so Chris.
Easy vote for me. Cloverfield is a pile of shit.
What?
That never should have been made.
But that's not Cloverfield. It's 10 Cloverfield Lane. It's a different movie.
It's still Cloverfield.
It's not. It's very different. It's a very different.
Very different.
It's in a Cloverfield world. I don't need.
No, it's loosely in that Cloverfield. We can get.
It's very different.
It's very loosely in that Cloverfield world.
Yeah.
I'll give you my take versus Cloverfield that I hate and 10 Cloverfield Lane, which I love. So you'll
Saw.
Yeah. Sure. But Austin?
Yeah, I like the Saw movies a lot, but the first one's still kind of the middle of the list when we ranked them. But like 10 Cloverfield Lane is fucking great, and it's a great like one location, people going crazy movie. John Goodman is incredible in that movie. Like he is so unhinged in that movie. Like I love the stuff where he's just like I don't feel like I'm being appreciated enough, things like that. And you just get creeped out by it. He's great. But yeah, Mary Elizabeth Winstead's awesome. Like I said, John Gallagher, he's like the other guy, kind of stuck in the little bunker. But it's a great like claustrophobic, crazy movie. That only kind of turns into a Cloverfield movie in the last 5 minutes or so. Like it's just more of a survival movie. But yeah, 10 Cloverfield Lane is awesome. I really like that movie a lot.
And it says that Bradley Cooper's in the movie. It's like, is that right? Like,
He's on the phone in the beginning. It's only his voice. Mary Elizabeth Winstead's boyfriend. Yeah, on the phone, and that's it. It's uncredited.
Okay. Yeah, because I kind of mentioned this on a different episode, but like 10 Cloverfield Lane, and actually like the third Cloverfield also kind of came out of nowhere. There wasn't really any marketing. Even the first one sort of came out of nowhere. Like they all kind of did, and I was working in a movie theater when this movie came out, and like I don't even think that our like manager of the theater even knew that we were getting this movie. It just kind of showed up because we like how it works. It is we just get all the movies on a hard drive, and then the movie studios have to give you a pass key to be able to actually play them when it's time to play them, and so the movie just kind of showed up and like, oh, we got a new Cloverfield movie. They didn't send us any posters. They didn't do anything. So like zero marketing, but like we're all pretty pleasantly surprised. So a bunch of us went to go see it from the theater, and like we ended up loving this movie. Like this movie was great. Like John Goodman, Mary Elizabeth Winstead, just kind of trapped in a bunker, and just John Goodman kind of has them held hostage. So it's kind of like a kidnap kind of like hostage movie in the midst of like these monsters and everything. And at the end, when he finally gets out and you see the monster, which actually does show the monster for like a brief second, but yeah, like that's a fun time. And Saw, like I'm not a huge Saw fan. Like for me, I just don't really care too much for like almost any of them. Probably Saw 2 might be my favorite, but I mean that's not really saying much for me. So I'm gonna go with 10 Cloverfield Lane. But Steven?
Truth be told, I don't love either of these movies. Saw's fine, but I agree. I like Saw 2 more. I'll go with 10 Cloverfield Lane. I think it's a slightly better movie. It's decent. Plus, I don't know. Saw has a lot of scenes that don't take place in that room because you have the whole investigation with Danny Glover.
That's kind of true. But it's mostly in one location. But I did forget to say, just real quick, I was going to mention why I hate the first one, because it's like found footage the whole entire time. It's just like you don't really get to see the monster. They're just running around and like it's chaos. You don't even know what's happening. Like I don't like the first one at all, but I love the second one. So
if we had the third one on the list, I would have a pretty big hot take.
Oh yeah, the third one's not.
Yeah, you mentioned like all three of them sort of came out of nowhere. I know the third one definitely did, because it wasn't that like it was initially meant to be a Super Bowl spot or something, and they were like, oh, guess what? It actually it comes out later tonight or whatever on Netflix.
Yeah.
And people were like, yeah, and then they watched it, and like, no. But 10 Cloverfield Lane just surprised the hell out of me. It's just fantastic. I think John Goodman's that good. He could have been nominated for an Oscar. He's fantastic in this movie. Mary Elizabeth Winstead's great. But yeah, it's just he's just so chilling, but you also kind of you feel sorry for him in a way. It's weird. It's just I wouldn't mind seeing his backstory. Just because it's obvious that like it pointed out at the movie that he's had other people like in that bunker. So I'm curious. Almost like I'm curious to see a prequel of him, of that character. It's a fantastic movie that surprised out of me. Part of me feels like maybe I should be obligated to vote for Saw because it's got James Wan and Lee Winnell, two Australian guys, and I do like Saw a lot. It's a very it's like almost an Australian success story in a way. But no, I can't go past 10 Cloverfield Lane. So 10 Cloverfield Lane.
Yeah. Right. Well, 10 Cloverfield Lane it is. So moving on. So we got a couple more left down here. Yeah.
Like they could have just called that movie like Bunker or something, and it wouldn't you wouldn't even put the Cloverfield side, and like I think people would get past the Cloverfield thing, and it could have just been a monster outside, and not even connected. It just kind of is.
I'd be okay with
I'm just saying. But I just mean like it could have been called like Bunker and it'd still be a good movie. You know what I mean? Like it could be just like this movie.
Yeah.
I liked that they're all connected, actually, though.
No, I mean I like that they're connected too. I'm a Cloverfield fan, but I'm just saying, like you didn't even have to call that movie that, and it would still be a great movie.
I think the fact that they had the Cloverfield name on it, like, kind of made it more divisive because you have people that love the first Cloverfield movie, people that absolutely hate the first Cloverfield movie, so it made it more divisive.
Me.
So. Yeah.
Oh,
Yep.
God.
And me.
It's why I hated it.
I love Cloverfield.
Yeah, but next though, we have the remake for Dawn of the Dead going up against Dread.
Oh,
Fuck me.
what?
Dead and Dread.
Yeah, sorry.
The Dead and the Dread.
Yeah, the Dread and the Dead.
Yeah.
All right, I'm up first. Oh, fuck me. This is the hardest one because I absolutely adore Zack Snyder's Dawn of the Dead, but I also fucking love Dread. Damn. By a slight edge, I'll give it. Since the other Dawn of the Dead didn't make it, I'll try to get this one in. So Dawn of the Dead.
Yeah.
But I don't want to be mad about either one of them going through, honestly.
Yeah. I won't tell the long version of this story, but I got a sort of like an abridged version the first time that I queued up Dread. One of my brothers is like a total kind of goody two shoes type of guy. Like he doesn't watch any rated R movie, anything with like language, any of that stuff. And so he walked in right when I was first queuing up Dread, and like he came in and like heard like F this, F that, like mother effer, like a bunch of those. He's like, "What are you watching?" I was like, "I'm watching Dread for the first time." And he's like, "Dread." Like just the like title, like if it's anything even with like a negative connotation, Dread, he's just kind of like, all right, well, you have fun. He just kind of backed out of the room and it's like, you have fun with that one. So like I was just laughing at it, but yeah. So, and also since he was in town visiting from out of town, I kind of put a pause on it and never got to watch it that day, but I finished it probably like a few months later. But so Dread's freaking awesome. Like I love Dawn of the Dead also, but especially like having Zack Snyder's visual style. Like visually, like I'm a huge Zack Snyder fan. Some of his writing, like maybe not so much sometimes, but like visually, like that opening scene is just like really, really cinematic, really cool to see on like a big screen if you ever get the chance to. But Dread though, it's just freaking like from beginning to end, it's just awesome. Like it's just so good. Like I gotta vote for Dread. So my vote. Steven?
Yeah, so Dread was the movie I was talking about. I thought that's somewhat similar to The Raid.
The Raid, yeah, it's very similar.
Yeah.
Just no martial arts.
Yeah. Lots of guns.
I like Dawn of the Dead a lot, but I'll usually go for action over like a zombie movie, and that's going to be the same here. Also, I don't think movies usually do slow motion very well, but the slow motion in this movie is actually pretty awesome.
Mm-hmm.
It actually translates really well to 3D with all the slow motion too. Like
I saw it in 3D.
Really well.
I might have been one of the few people who saw this movie twice in the theater because hardly anybody saw it once in the theater because unfortunately it bombed, which is why we haven't gotten a sequel.
Yeah,
I think I saw it in 3D too, actually.
Please, please give us a sequel. I don't know if it's ever going to happen, but
they keep talking about a TV show called Mega City 1. They keep trying to get off the ground, but it's kind of in development hell right now. Yeah.
Okay.
Richie?
It's funny, Jordan. Sometimes, you like when I'm about to say something, you bring up the point I was going to make. Whereas I don't really.
Oh, sorry.
I think the idea of having like a lot of 3D movies was kind of cool, but I think probably Hollywood and everybody thought it was going to be a more popular concept than it ended up being, and so that's why I toned it down quite a bit. But Dread 3D works really well. So it's like not every movie needs a 3D treatment, but this one it lends itself to it, and Dread's fucking awesome. It's amazing. Yeah, it's just a shame no other people watch it, but it's amazing. And it's one of those movies too that could have you do remake you do remake Judge Dredd because Judge Dredd in the 90s was it was a bad movie, great concept, bad movie. So
remake bad concept movies that didn't turn out very well. Like those were the ones to remake. You know, that's all the best
Well, no,
remakes
I
are
would
movies
say
that had a good
with the
concept
concept.
that weren't executed very well. Like remake The Running Man. I love The Running Man, but you could remake The Running Man. You know, shit like that.
Yeah.
Like you could do that, and like I'd be okay with it. You know, or
I liked
know,
the
things like
Stallone
that.
line. It's a guilty pleasure for me.
Well, no, sure. I love The Running Man too for what it is, but you could definitely remake it with that concept and have a lot of fun with it. You know, like shit like that. You won't ruin
I
it.
think you even do a remake of Demolition
so
Man, the
I'm
other
like,
Sylvester Stallone movie.
No!
I mean, you can do that. Yes.
Nah, Demolition
Yes.
Man's great.
Yeah, like I'd be
Yeah.
so there for that. but
I'd be worried about that.
I'm all on board for them remake. I'm all on board for them remaking like bad movies with good concepts, and Dread is one of them. And it works critically, but yeah, it's just I mean, like for people who saw it, it's just a shame that no one did. I don't know, it was just a marketing issue. I don't know, but yeah, it's just I wish more people saw it because I think there's more there's more to be told in this universe, and also Lena Headey is good in Spectre.
And Carl Urban is bad.
And Carl Urban good New Zealand boy. But yeah, I'll go Dread.
Yeah, I went to Comic-Con before I
see my point.
Well, yeah. All right, go ahead.
No, sorry. Continue your point. Sorry,
I
I'm
was gonna say
not
something
interrupting
quick,
you. I was
like-
just trying to say things.
Very good.
It was just a quick little thing that I was gonna say that I met Carl Urban at a Comic-Con and it was before I'd even seen Dredd, and I'm like, I can't believe I'm meeting freaking Carl Urban. I haven't even seen Dredd. Like, what is wrong with me? I felt kind of like almost bad about it. But anyways, yeah.
Did you bring up
Yeah. No, like I can't remember what I brought up. Like, I didn't bring up anything. I just said hi and met him. So, but anyways.
Chris?
Carl Urban is an amazing actor. Although, however, I loved the original. I had no interest in the remake at all. None whatsoever. I don't know why it needed a remake to begin with.
It did, because it's horrible. That's why it needed a remake.
RoboCop. The remake of RoboCop was a piece of crap.
No, two completely different
Yeah,
things.
because they didn't need a remake.
Completely different things.
No. And
Totally
Dawn of
different
the
things.
Dead is phenomenal. Definitely Dawn of the Dead. Yeah.
All right. Well, continue your hot take streak.
I will.
But yeah.
Dredd needed a remake because Dredd is not supposed to take off his fucking helmet, and the Stallone when he takes off his helmet 10 minutes into the goddamn movie because it's supposed to show his face. Like it kills the concept completely in 10 minutes.
I actually liked the first half of the RoboCop remake. It's the second half that goes into remake mode that I didn't like.
It is true.
I don't hate the RoboCop remake, but we'll talk
Apparently,
about
I
it.
need to rewatch the Dredd.
I don't hate it either, actually. Joking.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't hate it.
But up next, continue on. We got High Rise going against The Room.
The Room, yes.
Hey guys.
You gotta go.
Yeah.
All right, it is 10 o'clock, and yeah, I do gotta go with that being said. Yeah.
All right, man.
Well, do you want to give a quick vote for this one? The High Rise. The Room? What you think?
Let's go with High Rise. High Rise is fun. It's kind of weird, but I'm gonna go with High Rise.
Yeah. Sure. Yeah. Do you want to give any?
We'll let you know that
shout outs or anything, or
the Lighthouse
plugs.
We'll let you know that Lighthouse stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, you guys can clearly put Lighthouse all the way to the end. It's okay. I mean, not that I can really think of. Hoping to obviously be on more shows with you guys. Yeah. And I know this was probably the most hot takes on any of these episodes. So yeah.
We had fun with it. So
and I will at least give Dredd another try. Okay.
Yeah.
After all these years later.
Right, fair enough.
All right, guys.
All right. Well, thanks again. We'll see you.
Easy.
See if Jacob Barber pops up after he's off work. Jump in for Audible. He can let himself in.
For some reason, I thought that Chris told me he had tomorrow off, but maybe not. So, but anyways, that's behind the scenes stuff. But yeah. So who's up first for this one?
Technically, Jordan, you were up first, so we let him go first. That's cool.
Yeah,
Jordan.
So this one's tough because they're both terrible movies, like absolutely like dog shit terrible movies. So it's just yeah. So I mean, probably just because one of them's terrible and you don't want to rewatch it, but then one of them's terrible and you do want to rewatch, and that's The Room. Like like I did not hit her. I did not do it. I did not. Like just like the horrible acting. And yeah, hi Mark. So yeah, and of course he was watching because he has access to it. So look who's here.
Jacob. Oh,
Pops
Jacob,
up,
hello.
whenever he wants to. So yeah,
I heard my name somewhere.
Yeah.
You're like Candyman.
I heard my name.
We say his name 3
No,
times
it's
and he
needed
just appears. Jacob Barber.
Yeah,
Jacob Barber,
right.
Jacob Barber.
Yeah. Yeah, well, we'll go around the horn. So you'll be the last one to go, Jacob. But Steven, what do you think?
I actually haven't seen either of these.
Came in a perfect time for 2 horrible movies.
Did you see The Disaster Artist?
No, and the reason why I didn't see The Disaster Artist is I kind of wanted to see this first.
Okay,
but it's also
Yeah.
also kind of like not really the kind of movie that I like to watch, which is why I had been putting it off and still put it off. I'm not really big into movies that are, so bad they're good kind of things.
Sure, yeah. Not for
So High Rise looks more interesting to me, so I'll vote for High Rise.
Yeah. Sounds good. Well, Richie, what do you think?
Movies that are so bad they're good would be another great idea for like a battle tournament.
Yeah.
But anyway,
Should do that. Yeah.
yeah,
I'd be down for that.
yeah, like you said, Jordan, like that. They're not. If you're judging on movies, they're not great, but one of them bad but fun. One of them bad and boring. And High Rise is boring. Room is great. So
yeah. Well, Austin.
Oh, The Room is fucking amazing. It's an incredible experience. I got to see it with a theater of people before everything kind of went crazy, like in 2019 or something. Super fun. We had a great time, and yeah, The Room is fucking Tommy Wiseau is the man. So yeah, The Room all the way.
Did you throw spoons at the screen? Did you do that part?
Oh yeah, they handed out. They had a whole Tupperware thing of like spoons that everybody grabbed, like 10 of them. Yeah. And every time you see the spoon in the little frame, you throw the stuff all over the place. Like when he's got the shots of the Golden Gate Bridge, just like going across, like we all go like, oh, and then it cuts off the thing. We go, oh, but then like at the end, it shows the entire bridge, and when you get to the end, the whole crowd goes, yay, because you get to see the whole bridge, and it's so much fun.
Sounds like I wouldn't want to be an usher for that that movie theater.
Oh, dude, it's super fun. It's great.
Yeah. Well, I missed the comedic timing when Jacob popped in and be like, "Oh, hi, Jacob."
Oh, hi, Jacob.
But
you guys
think about these two.
You all missed the mark. I'm gonna go with The Room. I think The Room is great. So it's so entertaining to watch.
Oh yeah. Yep. So The Room it is. We'll see how far it makes it. We'll see.
Oh, it's gonna make it to the fucking Elite Eight.
Yeah. Right.
Make sure of it.
Yeah, we're gonna make sure of it. Yeah. Oh,
there's a movie he promoted like a couple of years ago, and obviously it's a fake movie now, but I wish it would happen. There was a poster that was circulating a couple of years ago. Got put on my Facebook memories, because I posted a thing. But like he was gonna like a movie called Big Shark with him. It's like I was like, man, I wish this was a thing, but I don't think it is. But I would thing. If that becomes a thing, I am watching the shit out of that.
Yeah. Nice. Well, next we have Waiting, going up against the remake of The Evil Dead. So we got all three. So
all right.
Who's first? Is it Steven?
Steven, yeah.
Yeah.
I'm not, Waiting is a fun little horror. Fun little comedy,
It's a horror if you get a plate served by fucking Dane Cook. It's a horror.
Yeah, right.
Even though I said I didn't like the Evil Dead movies, and I haven't seen this one, but I kind of want to, because I did like this. Freddie Alvarez, is that I forget.
Freddie
Alvarez, he did this one, right? Yeah, and he also did Don't Breathe, and I liked Don't Breathe, so I might want to give this one a shot just for that. But for now, I'll vote for Waiting.
Steven, do you like Blood? Are you a big fan of Blood? in movies.
Yeah, right.
Because I think this movie literally set a record for blood on
Bucket.
screen because it's literally raining blood at the end of the fucking movie, and they're rolling around it. So, if you like blood, this is the movie for you.
It depends. I've liked plenty of gory movies, but
Yeah.
but if it's like too much, like the French movie Inside, I hated that movie. It's just gross.
Well, this movie's pretty
Should
close
have had
too.
Should have had that Slayer song playing, "Rain in Blood." They should have had that
Rain in
playing.
Blood.
Yeah.
Rich?
But
I haven't seen the remake of Evil Dead yet. I probably will. I like Video Alvarez. I have seen Waiting. I saw it when I was kind of impressionable teenager. Came out right time. Probably came out at the time where the Ryan Reynolds' wisecracking shtick wasn't old yet, so it was fun. I have rewatched it since. It's not as funny as I remember, but I didn't think it would be. But I still get enjoyment out of it. So yeah, obviously, so I haven't seen Evil Dead. I'll go for Waiting.
That sounds good. Austin?
Yeah, this is a tough one. I like both these, but I think I'll go Waiting because, I worked at the TGI Fridays for 2 years, so it definitely clicked with me, in that kind of Office Space way, like just everything in the movie is completely true, like in some way or another. So, I'll go with Waiting.
Yeah. Jacob, what do you think?
Yeah, I'm gonna also go Waiting. I haven't seen Evil Dead. I've seen the original and the sequel, but I haven't seen this one. I watched Waiting way too much as a teenager, so I'll go Waiting.
Yeah, I got to go with Waiting. There's too many buckets of blood for me for Evil Dead, so I got to go with Waiting, and it's a fun cast, like seeing people like Justin Long, Andy Milonakis pop up, David Koechner, Anna Faris, so yeah, it's a fun movie that's like my style of humor. So yeah, I'll go with Waiting.
All right, it's a clean sweep for Waiting.
Yeah, nowadays if you spit in someone's food, you could go to jail for that because food tampering is no joke these days.
Well, not if it's a no snitching restaurant, Steven. Don't snitch on people. And she was a bitch. Do it.
Yeah. Well,
isn't there a direct DVD sequel with Dane Cook or something?
Yes. Oh, yeah. It's bad. Yeah, still waiting. It's really bad. Mm-hmm.
Well, Steven, once you finally finish working in the food industry, you can tell us all the horror stories of the Olive Garden, maybe once that whole thing's done. But I don't want to get you in trouble with your job or anything now. But
I don't care if I don't actually have any real stories to tell, but if I did, I could tell them now. I don't care if I get fired from that job.
True. But next up we got the 7500 with Joseph Gordon-Levitt going up against Alfred Hitchcock's Rope. So,
all right, Richie.
I haven't seen 7500. I've only maybe heard of it once. Yeah, I totally forgot about this movie even existed. So I like Joseph Gordon-Levitt, so I'm intrigued. But yeah, Rope is a Hitchcock classic. It's so I'll go Rope.
Yeah, Austin.
Yeah, I'll go Rope as well. I haven't seen 7500 yet, but I read a little bit about it when it was on the list. But Rope is one of the better written and better acted Hitchcock movies. Yeah, it's just kind of all these guys at this one dinner party. It's really good. So Rope.
Yeah, Jacob.
Yep.
What do you think?
I haven't seen either of these movies, and since I need to watch more classics, I will we'll go with Rope.
Yeah. Well, so I was the one that kind of pushed to have the 7500 on there, but it's kind of just like Joseph Gordon-Levitt, defending an airplane. He's a pilot and he's defending it from all these terrorists, but he's really the only known actor. He's just in it with a bunch of unknowns, but going up against Rope though, I'm a huge Alfred Hitchcock fan, and Rope is one of his better ones. So yeah, I'm gonna have to go with Rope. So Steven, did you vote? I forget.
No, but I haven't seen either of these, so it doesn't matter to me.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. He's like pass. Rope's gonna go through. That's fine.
Well, because
I
Rope's
don't
going
even know what
through
Rope.
anyways.
I don't even know what Rope is about, to be honest.
Yeah, well, normally I'd make you vote, but it's already going through. So if you're an
Yeah, it
average
wouldn't
Hitchcock
matter.
fan, you'll like it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've only seen like 2 of his movies though.
All right.
Yeah, but I think that's the end.
All right, Jacob.
First round.
Jacob's just in time for the speed overtime round, and so.
Oh, I'm giving all
the
of my thoughts.
Yeah,
Yeah,
all your
right.
thoughts. Yeah, you can talk for an hour about each one. Yeah.
All your thoughts,
So we're gonna plow through this thing. 10 seconds or less. Just a vote.
there we go.
Let's do it.
Okay.
Even you, Jacob. Even though you didn't get to vote on these movies earlier, you have to make
for
it
the
quick.
fast time, for the first time.
Yeah.
So, but we got Locke going up against Panic Room is what we got.
All right, Jacob, you're up first. You gotta make it fast though.
You know what? Panic Room.
Yeah. I think I'm gonna go with Locke, even though I haven't seen it. Like, I'm not a huge fan of Panic Room. I mean, it's fine. I don't hate it, but yeah. Steven?
Well, I haven't seen Locke, so I have to go with Panic Room.
Yeah. Richie?
Locke, because Panic Room is not my favorite Jodie Foster one location movie. We'll get into that later. Locke.
Yeah, actually, no, what Flight Plan was pretty good, actually, if that's the one you're referring to.
Yeah, Flight Plan.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, that one could have been a one location movie. We could have had that one, yeah. But but Austin?
Panic Room.
Yeah. So it's Panic Room?
Mm-hmm.
All right. Panic Room. All right. So we have Red Eye going up against Ex Machina. So
oh shit.
all right.
Me
Me first?
No, I'm first.
Right. What's you?
Ex Machina.
Yeah. Jacob?
Ex Machina.
Yeah, I gotta go with Ex Machina. Steven?
Yeah, Red Eye has a great second act, but it does kind of go down in the third act, so I'll go with Ex Machina.
Yeah.
I highly recommend Red Eye, but Ex Machina.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Well, it's a clean sweep for Ex Machina.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Right. What's up next? We got Die Hard going up against 127 hours. So
okay. All right, Jordan.
So Jacob, right?
Can you
Or is it me
switch
first?
me in? Can we switch me in Austin?
Yeah, we could switch it.
Oh yeah, because I think my border thing is like a little jumbled up with Jacob jumping in.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay. Yeah, that works.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I was thinking that the order was a little off. Yeah. But
There we go. Okay, so go ahead.
But yeah,
so Jordan, go ahead.
This one's easy. I gotta go with Die Hard. Yeah. Steven?
Oh yeah, 127 hours was good, but Die Hard is, classic. Die Hard for sure.
Yep. Yeah. Richie?
Die Hard makes this list all the time. I'm sure it'll make 10 other lists. So I'm gonna go 127 hours.
Yeah. Sounds good. Jacob?
I'm gonna go with 127 hours.
Ooh. So it's up to you, Austin.
Time to throw a wrench in the mix for the first time tonight. 127 hours.
Oh, so do we have a tie? Or
Nope. It's 127 hours. No ties. We got 5 people.
So 5 people. Yeah, for some reason I was like thinking with the addition we might, but we're not. So yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So it's 127 hours, huh?
Yeah.
Beating out Die Hard. That is an upset right there. Yeah.
It's more of just for the fresh movie things. That's all.
Yeah. But
actually, on my personal list, I have 127 hours higher than Die Hard.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
Nice. Well, we have Evil Dead, the original, going up against Passengers. So
All right, Steven.
Yeah, well, I think I've made my feelings about the Evil Dead franchise, Passengers.
Yeah.
You've heard my feelings about Passengers, Evil Dead, Passengers.
Yeah. Jacob?
You haven't heard my feelings on either of these. So
yeah, all right.
The Evil Dead.
All right. So Jacob, give us your 10-minute diatribe about I'm just kidding.
Yeah.
Evil Dead.
And I think I'm gonna go with Passengers on this one. So
another close one, but 3 for Evil Dead. Yeah.
Yeah.
The original.
Evil Dead. All right. So We got the Commuter going up against 12 Angry Men. Oh,
Bye,
yeah.
Commuter.
Yeah.
Bye,
bye.
Commuter. Anybody voting for the Commuter?
Nope.
I mean, we can skip it. I would have just because I haven't seen 12 Angry Men.
You know,
Okay. Well, if Chris was here, he would have voted for it, probably.
Yeah. but
Maybe.
you know what? At least he's gonna go away with his friends. You know, 'cause he's not alone on the train. It's,
Yeah.
Yeah.
True.
Yeah. There's
more
12
people in it,
people in
right?
12 Angry, there's 12 people
Yeah,
in 12
right.
Angry Men. There's a
Yeah.
lot of people in that movie.
Right.
All right, put the
12,
12
dude.
Angry Men. Yeah, nobody's
Well,
voting
the
for
Commuter
that.
was at least
That's
50
true.
people on that train. Come on. Yeah.
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 All right.
But,
Let's give it for now.
Yeah.
Go
We have
Identity.
Identity. What against the Raid?
It's the Raid.
Hmm.
All right. Richie.
Who's up first?
All right.
Richie.
Mhm.
Okay.
The Raid.
Yeah. Jacob?
The Raid.
Austin?
The Raid.
Yes, one's
That's
easy. The Raid.
That's
Sorry,
a tough
Steven.
Next matchup.
It's fine. I mean, the Raid is really good. But has anybody here not seen Identity?
I haven't yet.
Oh, okay.
I've seen
Then,
that.
I won't say what I was going to say.
Okay, yeah. I'll get around to it soon.
You want to spoil
Yeah.
the twist?
No.
I'll see real quick if Identity's on any streaming services while you go to the next one real quick. Let me see.
Yeah.
It's on Netflix here.
Well, yeah.
Is it? Oh, in your country? It's on Netflix here too. Yeah, it's on
Oh, it
Netflix.
is? Oh,
There you go. Yep.
I didn't
You
know
vote for
that,
the Raid,
actually.
Richie?
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, we're good. It's all the
I'm
Raid.
not sure if I heard you. Yeah. Okay.
Except for
Steven, I'll make it my mission. The next time we're on a show together, I will have seen Identity.
Yeah.
Identity.
Right.
Well, I was only going to mention something because why even the Raid is probably more suitable for this topic than Identity for reasons I won't say because it involves major spoilers.
Identity takes place pretty much all at that motel, though. Like, I mean, yeah, it's
Mostly.
bouncing back and forth between Cusack at the other place, but
Yeah,
like, so
but there's
what?
another reason why that I can't go into because of
Well,
it's
yeah, whatever.
spoilers.
Okay, fine, sure.
Yeah. Well,
Okay.
we have 1408 going up against
Another John Cusack movie
Tide.
against Crimson Tide. Yeah,
Ooh,
Oh,
this one. Ooh, this one's it's tough.
yeah. Jacob.
First, Jacob.
1408.
Yeah. Austin.
You know, just because I like it a lot, and I think it's the first time it's ever been on the show. I'll go Crimson Tide.
Yeah, I think that I like Crimson Tide just a hair more than 1408. So Crimson Tide. Steven?
yeah, I'm going to go with Crimson Tide.
Yeah.
And
Richie?
I would have gone with 1408.
Oh, all
close
right.
one.
Well,
All right.
it's a close
This
one,
one.
but Crimson
I think 1408 was on some other tournament fight and made it pretty far. Somebody
Yeah, I think it
64 or
made-
something
I
like
think
that.
it won. It won.
Yeah.
It won something, yeah. Yeah, well, I can't remember what it
won
was, but
something,
yeah,
but
yeah, something.
I don't know.
It did very well. Yeah.
Yeah. Might have been a horror movie episode. I don't know. But
Yeah.
we have Frozen, the one from 2010, the horror movie, going against the Breakfast Club. So this is a little lopsided. But
Yeah.
Austin?
Yeah, I like Frozen, but I like his Hatchet movies better, so I'll go with Breakfast Club. Adam Green.
Yeah. And I like Frozen too, but not as much as Breakfast Club. So Breakfast Club.
We're talking about
Yeah,
Frozen.
Frozen 2.
1.
Frozen 2 is not as good as Frozen.
Yeah, right. Yeah, right. I like
Songs
Frozen
aren't as
as
good.
well. As well as
Frozen-
you guys.
Frozen 2 is a very unsung sequel. Maybe you'll hear more
Yeah,
about it on a podcast about movies with me and Austin.
Yeah,
All
right.
right.
Yeah. Well, Steven, what do you think?
You know what? The Breakfast Club is a better movie, but I'm going to go with Frozen.
Yeah. Richie?
I'll go Frozen. Yeah.
Ooh, it was close. But it's the Breakfast Club, right? I just want to make sure that I got it
Yeah.
right. Okay. I'll make sure I heard
It
that
would-
right.
God damn it. I got to spend more money on another movie I've bought 100 times. Sorry, anyways.
Yeah.
Can I vote?
Yeah, George
sure,
Jacob can
yeah,
vote.
Can I vote,
You miss
please?
it?
Yeah, you
I
haven't
thought you
gotten
voted
me.
for the Breakfast Club.
No, it's a tie, right?
Okay. Yeah.
As of right now. Yeah.
Yeah, and you know what? Just for jumping the gun, the Breakfast Club is going to make it through still.
All right.
Because I haven't seen that.
Well
I haven't
prepared to
seen
switch
that
it.
Frozen.
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 Yeah. Yeah.
Not that one.
Sounds good.
I was
Yeah.
distracted for a second because Dawn of the Disc, I follow that talks about movies that are coming on Blu-rays and stuff. God damn it, they're making 4Ks for a few dollars more, so I'm going to buy that movie again. Fuck me.
Yeah.
I got to buy those movies 4 times every time they come out on
That's
another
a
format.
tough matchup right there.
Anyways,
Speaking of westerns,
Hateful Eight.
yeah. We got Hateful Eight versus The Thing. Ooh.
Oh, fuck you.
Oh.
yeah.
Yeah.
Kurt
There you
Russell,
go.
too. Kurt Russell versus Kurt
Oh,
Russell.
2 Kurt Russell movie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Two Kurt Russell.
I got a minute to think about it. Jordan, you're first.
Okay. It's me.
Yeah. Damn.
This one's tough because, like, I love both of these, but I can find some flaws with the Hateful Eight. I cannot find any flaws with The Thing, so I got to go with The Thing. Steven?
This is hard because The Thing is obviously the more influential movie, but The Hateful Eight has such a great cast, and Justified is one of my favorite TV shows of all time, and I love Walton Goggins. So because of him, I'm just barely gonna go for The Hateful Eight.
Yeah. Sounds good.
Richard?
It's going to come down to the wire here.
Yeah.
I'm going to go The Thing. I think
Yeah.
it's a great horror movie. One of the greatest horror movies ever made. So, yeah, The Thing.
Yeah. Jacob?
Jacob?
You know what, Austin? I'm going to make it easy for you because I haven't seen The Hateful Eight yet, so I'm going to go with The Thing.
Don't see.
Oh, shit. So my vote doesn't even matter, so it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Well, shit. Well, if it doesn't matter, I'll vote for The Hateful Eight, but fuck, they're both in my top 20. So that's really, really fucking hard. Yeah, that's literally both in my top 20.
I did that for you, Austin, so you didn't have to
Yeah, you make me pick. I was like,
Yeah,
fuck,
right.
man. I would have just left. I'll go to bed. I'm not going to vote on it. I'll leave it hanging.
Right.
All right.
Well, we have Clerks 2 going up against Misery. All right.
Okay.
Not easy either.
Interesting match. This could go either way. Steven.
There's a lot of good movies here.
Yeah, there's a lot. There's one location.
Just by hair, I'll go with Clerks 2.
Yeah.
I guess
Richie?
also by hair, just because it's like, because, you can have more enjoyment of watching it. Probably Clerks 2, but Misery's great. But yeah, Clerks 2.
Yeah. Jacob?
I'm going to go Misery.
All right. Austin?
You know what? I'll put the pressure on Jordan this time. I'll say Misery. And put it on him.
He's not as nice as me.
Yeah.
I'm a sadistic motherfucker.
Yeah, no, you're not. but even so, I think I get a little more enjoyment in the same way that Richie said for Clerks 2. So I'm gonna go. Clerks
I figured
2.
that. I kind of knew where that was going, anyways. That's why I voted for Misery. So yeah, it's all good. I like Clerks 2 a lot, though. I'm not mad about it.
Yeah. Well, next we have Moon going up against the Lighthouse. Ooh. We're gonna get Lighthouse into the lead 8, like we said, or what?
We'll see, because Richie's up first, so you gonna stick with it?
You're up first.
Moon's a fantastic movie, but Lighthouse is more memorable because it's fucking bonkers. And I fucking love it. I love everything about this movie. It's just fascinating. And sorry, Chris, but Lighthouse is going fucking through.
Yep. Sorry. Yeah, Chris. I hated this movie, but Jacob, what do you think?
Yeah, I'll go The Lighthouse.
Yeah. Austin?
Keep it going, baby. Let's put the Lighthouse through. Let's do it.
Well, I actually would have voted Moon because I just watched it for the first time this morning. So and it freaking blew me away. Sam Rockwell is like killing it, but yeah. I'll vote Moon even though it's not gonna make it. Steven, what would you have voted for?
Well, I haven't seen Moon, and I've seen half of The Lighthouse, so I'll go with the one that I've seen at least some of it. So The Lighthouse.
Lighthouse it is.
All right. It's almost there. We got one more round. We got to get it through. What's it going to go against?
It's almost there. We have
Let's see what it goes against.
Going up against Reservoir Dogs.
Reservoir Dogs. Oh.
Okay. All right. So who's up?
Yeah, it's
Jacob.
Jacob. Okay. What do you got here?
Let's go with Rear Window.
Yeah. Austin?
This is more strategic than the movie I actually like. I'm going to vote for Rear Window to make it easier for me to vote for The Lighthouse next round.
Yeah.
Rear Window.
Sure. Yeah. Well,
it's more of a strategic vote.
well, like I already said, I'm just like repeating it since Jacob's here. I watched it for the first time yesterday, Reservoir Dogs, and I thought that it was just fine. I didn't love it, but I didn't hate it. So I would actually vote for Rear Window anyway. So, yeah. But Steven?
Reservoir Dogs.
Yeah.
Not that it matters, but
Yeah.
And I actually would have said Rear Window.
Ooh. All right. Well, would have made it anyway. So,
Steven, your voice
Window.
matters. Your
Yeah,
voice
yeah, right?
matters.
yeah.
All votes matter. All votes matter,
voices
Steven.
matter.
Mhm.
Yeah.
All right.
Even the
It's funny.
dulcet tones of Steven Shepard.
What's funny because that's kind of a callback to the trivia when they're like for some reason they're dissing on your voice, Steven, the other night. I don't know why. Well, I don't know why they were, but they were. Yeah. So you saw Henry Confidential. They were drunk and like picking on Steven's voice. So,
not all of them.
yeah, some were.
I think it was really only just one of them. I think his name was Sean.
Oh yeah, yeah. But we have Clue going up against Phone Booth. So, and is it awesome?
All right. Yeah, it's me. I still think Clue is overrated, so I'll go Phone Booth. An underrated movie.
You can change your mind in 10 minutes.
Yeah,
Nope.
right.
Oh.
Nope.
Well, I've never seen a Phone Booth. I didn't have time to watch in that last 10 minutes, so I'm gonna vote Clue, and I love Clue. So yeah. So, Steven?
I haven't seen Clue, and I like Phone Booth a lot, so Phone Booth.
Yeah.
Mm.
Richie?
Yeah, Phone Booth.
Yeah. Jacob?
Phone Booth.
Ooh,
Wow, Phone
right.
Booth. There you go. Phone Booth
Phone
pulls
Booth it
through.
is. Yeah.
Mhm.
Pulls through. All right. So we got Nonstop going up against 10 Cloverfield Lane.
Yeah.
So,
Okay.
me
Jordan?
first?
Mhm.
Yeah, sorry, Chris. We got to go with 10 Cloverfield Lane. I know he's like loves these generic Liam Neeson movies, but I got to go with 10 Cloverfield Lane. So, yeah. Steven?
I love those generic Liam Neeson movies too. I know I'm probably going to be outvoted, but I'm still going to go with Nonstop. At least I used.
Yeah.
At least I don't know about his last few movies. I haven't seen them, and Blacklight was not very good.
And The Marksman is
thought-
not pretty.
Yeah.
The Marksman looked
Don't
like
worry.
it was.
Don't worry. Either one of them will probably make Malcolm's rankum list once you get down to scraping the bottom. I'm sure the Marksman will be on there somewhere, or Taken 3, shit like that.
Yeah, then he had Honest Thief, which looked like it had a really stupid plot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I did get.
Cold Pursuit or whatever the fuck that movie is.
I thought Cold
Yeah,
Pursuit
I thought-
was
Yeah.
well reviewed, actually.
I actually kind of like Cold Pursuit. Is that the one that was set in Colorado against a bunch of Russians? Was it that one? Yeah.
Run by
Not
Night.
bad.
Also, it was in
Run by
Widows.
Night.
Widows is pretty good.
Yeah.
Run by Night.
Not bad.
Run by Night.
Run All Night's okay.
Oh yeah.
Run All Night's kind of underrated.
Yeah.
Joel Kinnaman.
Yeah.
Good stuff.
Oh, yeah.
Richie, anyways, get back to this.
Anyway,
We gotta
okay.
get back to this. We gotta go. We gotta go. We're 3 hours and 11 minutes in. We gotta go. We gotta go.
Oh, yeah.
Just listen.
Richie,
Take Cloverfield Lane.
take
Listen to
over.
entire
All right.
filmography. I mean, come on.
Yeah, right.
Yeah. All right. Richie?
10.
10, 10, 10,
Oh.
10. Yeah.
10.
There you go.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, Sean Spears. And I'll also go 10
All right.
Cloverfield Lane. So put it
All right.
there.
10 Cloverfield Lane. All right.
Mm-hmm.
And then we got Dread going up against The Room. Oh, man.
Oh, fuck. Oh, shit. Oh,
The Room even going to make it? I don't know.
oh, man. All right, Steven.
Steven.
Dread. He's even though I haven't seen The Room, I have a feeling even if I did see it, it would be Dread easily.
Yeah. Well, Richie?
Yeah, I'm sorry, I can't do it. Dread.
Yeah. Jacob?
The Room.
Oh, all right. Fake out.
You know what? For
Did
Tommy
you freak out Barbara
Wiseau,
tonight?
I'll do it. The Room. For Tommy.
Well, Well, even if you're gonna leave it to me, like I gotta go Dread. You can't not have Dread.
Oh
in this
fuck!
thing.
I want to get Tommy Wiseau
Sorry.
in the Elite Eight for the first time. Damn.
If we did it so
Can't
bad,
get
it's
these
good.
bad movies in.
Yeah,
This is
yeah.
why we bad movies in there. Shit.
This is why we
Yeah,
can't
yeah.
have
We
nice
can-
things, Jordan.
I
Yeah.
know. You guys still won't throw Tommy Wiseau a bone. Come on, he made his
Hey.
masterpiece.
Dredd needs
Not
to
gonna
get some love too.
Well, Dredd made it to the aid of the non-comic book movies, or non-universe comic book
Yeah.
movies. It made it to the 8. It made it to the
But now
bowl.
we're not gonna get the Room versus the Lighthouse match that we all wanted, right?
I would have liked that match.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
All right.
we have Waiting going up against Rope. So
All right,
who's
Richie.
Richie.
I mean, Rope's a bit of film, but what I'd much rather watch is Waiting. So,
Mhm.
Yeah. Jacob.
Still haven't seen Rope. Waiting.
All right. Austin.
I'm the same as Richie. One's better, but I'd rather watch Waiting right now. Waiting.
Yep, I'm the same way. Like I think Rope might be better film, but I'd rather watch Waiting. Steven?
And I haven't seen Rope, but I've seen Waiting, so I'll go with Waiting.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Well, Waiting it is. All right.
All right. So we're down to the 16. So the winners of this next round will make it to the poll. So we'll
Yeah.
see what happens. All right.
They're not going to.
I never thought
Yeah.
Waiting would have 2 clean sweeps.
Yeah. Right.
Yeah.
just see how it hits
I know.
movie.
Yeah, right.
You have Dane,
Tournament fights for you.
Dane Cook is not going to put his dandruff in our food yet, right? Like scratching his head there. Yeah.
Yeah. Little garlic salt.
Yeah, little garlic salt. But we have Panic Room. Let me zoom it out. Versus Ex Machina.
Ex Machina.
Yeah.
All right, Jacob.
Right.
You know what? Panic Room.
Yeah. Austin.
Ex Machina.
I'm gonna go with Ex Machina. Steven?
Yeah, science fiction is my favorite genre. I will go with Ex Machina.
Yeah.
Yeah, Ex
Richie?
Machina. Ex Machina.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Ex Machina.
All right.
It is.
Ex Machina is the first
Right.
one into the poll. There you go.
First one. All right.
Mhm.
We got. Then we have 127 hours going up against the Evil Dead. All right.
Okay.
So-
I'm up first. I'll go with the Evil Dead.
Yeah, and I think here I'm going to go with the Evil Dead as well. So, Steven, have you changed your mind yet about the Evil Dead franchise?
No, I
no?
don't
Okay.
love 127 hours, but it's solid, so I'll go with 127 hours.
Yeah.
I'm gonna leave it up to Jacob.
Richie?
127 hours.
Oh, all right. Jacob?
127 hours.
Ooh,
Oh,
all right.
all right.
127 hours.
27
Kenny
hours.
Boyle
Makes it to the
making
poll.
it
All
in.
right.
Yeah. All right. So we have 12 Angry Men going up against the Raid.
Oh,
shit.
fuck you.
Oh,
Oh, I knew this
come
was coming.
Man,
Shit.
this might be the hardest one of the night.
Oh,
Oh.
shit. Jacob's going to leave.
Yeah, right.
He said, I
Left.
don't want to be on
Yeah.
the show anymore. All right.
Yeah.
The Jordan's up first. Jordan.
Oh, it's me first. Oh, kill me now. Oh,
Yeah.
man, like this is. Oh, I have no idea. Like I could literally flip a coin here. The two totally different movies, but I think that we've had 12 Angry Men in this poll a lot. So I think for that reason, I'm going to go with the Raid.
I think it's still going to be in the championship of the because it made it through on. I think it made it to the poll of the location or not the location, the One Crazy Day movies, right? The first time.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
It did,
something like that. Yeah.
Yeah. So, Steven,
All
what
right.
do you think?
Well, I haven't seen 12 Angry Men, but I like the Raid a lot, so I go with the Raid.
Yeah,
Richie.
Richie.
12 Angry Men.
Yeah, Jacob. What you gonna do? It's not easy.
12 Angry Men.
Ooh, all right. What's up to you, Austin?
I just watched The Raid again like 2 weeks ago. That movie is too fucking good to not put through. The Raid. Raid
Yep.
fucking rocks. The Raid.
The Raid, it is. Yeah.
All right.
It's like the
Sorry,
toughest
12 Angry
decision
Men.
I've had to make on one of these shows.
Yeah.
For real, yeah. But Crimson Tide up next versus the Breakfast Club.
All right. So
tougher
we'll
than
go
I
to
thought.
Steven first. Yeah, Steven.
Steven.
Mhm.
Crimson Tide. Roll
Yeah.
Tide. Crimson Tide.
Yep.
Mhm.
Yeah.
I'm
Richie.
sure Breakfast Club will make it on a few other polls in the future, but
It already has, I think, a few
Yeah.
times.
Crimson Tide because first time I brought it up and it's a good movie. So Crimson Tide.
Yeah. Jacob.
Jacob.
Why haven't they made the second Breakfast Club yet?
Right.
Second Breakfast is a good thing.
The-
The
the
Breakfast
Yeah, the
Club.
second breakfast. Yeah, exactly.
The
With a bunch of
lunch club.
hobbits.
The French Club.
Yeah.
I haven't watched it.
Austin?
Crimson Tide. Roll
Yeah.
Tide.
Oh, this one's tough. Probably Crimson Tide. Yeah. Gotta go with that.
All right. Well,
I
Crimson
love
Tide
being the lone
makes the
vote.
call.
Yeah. Which was kind of a last minute addition. Like we didn't originally have it on there, but I added it last minute. So
Yeah.
I made it. Yeah.
All right.
All right. So I'll move to the other side. See what else is gonna make it. So we got the
The
thing.
Thing.
What's it going up against? Clerks 2. All right.
Clerks 2. Okay. All right, Richie.
Yeah.
Too hard.
Too hard.
Yeah.
The thing.
Too hard.
The
Can't
thing.
do it. We gotta end the show now. No.
The thing.
Jacob.
This one's actually easy for me. The Thing.
Yeah. Austin.
Yeah, I much love to Clerks 2. I'll talk about it on our Kevin Smith thing when Let's Rank Stuff next week, but the thing.
Yeah. Yeah. I gotta go with the thing. Yeah.
Mhm.
Sorry, Clerks 2. I'm kind of sad about it, but the thing. Steven?
Just so that it's not a clean sweep, I'll give some love to Clerks 2.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah. Well, it is the thing. All
I'm
right.
not the lone vote this time.
Nope. But we have the lighthouse is still there. Okay. Going up against Rear Window.
It's Rear Window.
Oh,
All
man.
right, Jacob.
I'm gonna go with Rear Window.
Austin?
Who let this guy on? I'm just kidding.
Yeah, right?
I let myself
Let
on.
himself in.
Yeah. Who gave that guy the password? The lighthouse.
Yeah. We'll say that Rear Window is the better movie, but yeah, the lighthouse. I want to see it in there, so let's do it. Steven?
I gotta go with the lighthouse.
Yeah.
You don't need to ask
Richie?
me. It's a lighthouse.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's gonna go with the lighthouse.
Lighthouse it
Yeah,
is.
of course. All right. Lighthouse makes
Here
the
on
call.
out, I feel we can be a little more realistic, possibly, unless we want to bring this thing to a championship. But I don't know. We'll see. At least in the poll, but we got Phone Booth versus 10 Cloverfield Lane. All right.
Okay. All right. Me first. 10 Cloverfield Lane. Deserves more love. It's good stuff.
Yeah, I got to go 10 Cloverfield Lane. Steven?
I think they're both very solid movies, but I like Phone Booth more.
Yeah. Richie?
10 Cloverfield Lane.
Yeah. Jacob?
I would have went with Phone Booth.
Oh, close one.
It's close.
10 Cloverfield Lane makes it. All
10
right.
Cloverfield Lane. All right. So then we have Dread going up against Waiting.
Dreaded waiting.
That's a
All
very
right.
Kind of want
I
That's an
dread
out there.
waiting sometimes.
Yeah.
right?
I do.
And sometimes I'm waiting, and then sometimes I'm going to a situation just waiting for Dread. I mean, it's just it's
Yeah,
inevitable.
right.
All right, Jordan.
I just really want to see Dread go up against the Raid. I think that'd be like a cool championship because they're like so
Yeah,
similar,
basically.
you know. So yeah, so I'm gonna go Dread. Steven?
Dread.
Yeah. Richie?
Dread.
Jacob?
Only because I still haven't seen it, even though I have it right next to me. I'm gonna go with Waiting.
Yeah. Austin?
Dread.
Okay.
All right.
I don't think you're gonna get that because I don't think Dread's gonna defeat the Thing.
Yeah, maybe not. We'll see.
Anything is possible.
Yeah,
Yeah.
anything is possible here on Tournament Fights. Come on.
Well, we got a nice Elite Eight, like a lot of movies that have never been in the polls. So that's kind of that's exciting. We got a lot of good stuff.
Yeah, so we have Ex Machina. This is for the final four. The winner's going up against. Let's keep zooming it. For 127 hours.
127 hours.
Right.
Okay. All right, Steven.
Ex Machina.
Yeah. Richie?
Ex Machina.
Yeah. Jacob?
This might be where it ends, but I love 127 hours.
All right. Austin?
Yeah, this is where it's going to end for
Yep.
Franco. So he's going to get canceled here. So Ex Machina.
Yeah. Yeah, but he's once canceled in real life, now he's canceled in tournament fights. So Ex Machina. Yeah.
All right. Ex Machina moves on.
Yeah.
Should we just do the thing in the White House since it's already there?
If we did Ex Machina in the White House, but
we
could do that.
We can do what's there. We can do what's
Ex
there.
Machina in the White House, Chris's head will explode. What the fuck? Why is this in the
Yeah.
fucking-
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
He hates it. Ex Machina too, yeah. Yeah. But
yeah, we can go and do that.
And
So
thing in the
we'll start
White
with Richie because it's not going to make a difference. Like the only reason I would say stay order is if we had 6 people or whatever, like for the tiebreaker. But like it's not, we have 5 people, so it doesn't matter. Like we won't have any ties. So yeah, Richie, you can go first for the Thing versus the White House.
Yeah.
Okay. White House.
All right. Let's see. Jacob?
The Thing.
Yeah. Austin?
I'm glad we got it into the poll, Richie, but I can't vote against the Thing. All right,
Yeah.
I'm glad it's in the poll. I will vote for it in the poll. In the poll tomorrow, I will vote for it. I will contribute my vote for the Lighthouse, but we got it there. I'm happy with that.
Yeah. Yeah, it's in the poll, so I got to go with the Thing. I can't, in good conscience, vote for Lighthouse against the Thing. So. Steven?
Yeah, I'll go with the Thing.
Yeah.
All right. There
All
we
right.
go.
Well, the Thing. There it is.
Final
All
4.
right.
Okay.
All right.
Scroll
So the Raid going up against Crimson Tide.
down. It's a good match.
So,
Good moves.
yeah. Solid.
Jacob.
The Raid.
Yeah. Austin?
Yeah, much love to Crimson Tide. I'm glad it's showed up here and done very well. But I think the Raid is incredible. So the Raid.
Yeah, Crimson Tide might have the better score and the better cast, but everything else about the Raid I like better, so I got to go with the Raid. So, Steven?
I would have gone with Crimson Tide. Even though I do like the Raid a lot, but I just think Crimson Tide is probably the best movie here, actually.
It's a tough matchup, but Richie?
The Raid, and I hope the American remake is halfway decent. I think.
I think they just should not do it because
Raid Redemption, by the way, guys.
Yeah, bullshit. They attacked that on in a second.
And isn't the American remake supposed to star Frank Grillo?
Yeah,
maybe.
I don't know. It started like 9 different. It's been in development hell for a while. It was supposed to do Chris Hemsworth, and then it was like Frank Grillo, and then it's been through like a whole bunch of different people. So I don't even know if it'll get made. I hope it doesn't because it did get a remake. It's called Dread. It's on this list. So it's just without any martial arts. And it's a good movie.
Like, who are they going to get to do the martial arts for a freaking American remake?
They're not going to do martial arts. That's my point. They're going to do the movie. It's just going to be a bunch of shooting. Like, I guarantee it's not going to be any martial arts because, like, who would you get? Like, I don't know.
Right.
So in other words, it's really more of a remake of Dread than.
Yeah, it's going to be a remake of Dread just without the future shit. So
yeah. Well, for an American remake, what do you get? Like some MMA fighter, or I don't know what you get.
Yeah. Like who's the MMA fighter that does acting? Like Ronda Rousey. It's not even that good.
Yeah, right.
No, they're all they're all terrible actors. Every one of them who's tried. So like all the MMA people, pretty much. Yeah.
Forgot.
All right. Well, so 10 Cloverfield Lane and Dread.
Yeah. Dread.
Man, this is a tough one. I'm up first. Yeah, this is a tough one. Just by a hair, I'll go with Dread, but I'm glad 10 Cloverfield made the poll because that's a really great movie.
I'm kind of feeling like we may get the matchup. I don't know because the thing's going to be a tough one, but I'm going to go with Dredd. Steven?
Dredd.
Richie?
Thinking I was getting, but I'll go Team Cloverfield Lane.
Yeah. Jacob?
That's where I would have gone to. 10 Cloverfield Lane.
Oh, close one.
Was close.
Yeah.
Yep, but Dredd. Moving on. All right. So up top, this is the final four.
There's some good movies.
Yeah,
really fucking good movies.
Yeah,
I'm happy with all four of these movies. These are four really fucking good movies, and all kind of different.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right. Well, we have Ex Machina, Lead the Raid. So.
Lead the Raid. All right, Jordan's up first.
Oh man, this one's tough because like I really like Ex Machina. Like, that's just tough. But yeah, I got to go with the Raid. I think though, like it's just so damn good. So yeah. Steven?
You know what? I want to see that Raid versus Dredd match, so I will go with the Raid.
Let's go. Richie?
Ex Machina.
Ooh, all right.
Jacob?
The Raid.
And Austin?
Yeah, I'm going with the Raid. Also, I love it too much.
Yeah, the Raid it is. So
it's the only time Iko Uwais will ever make it to a championship match. So he has to.
Right.
Because he ain't going to make it for mile 22, which they wasted him in that movie.
Yeah, that movie was horrible.
Oh yeah.
Even the fucking Force Awakens. How do you have him and the fucking Mad Dog in that movie and they don't do anything? they don't fight anybody. That's fucking stupid.
Yeah, it's kind of dumb.
Mile 22, also starring Ronda Rousey. They come from that.
Yeah, right. Yeah, but the thing versus Dredd. So Steven.
I'm not doing this just because I want to see that match. I actually do like Dredd a little bit more than the thing. So Dredd.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
Richie?
As much as that match intrigues me, I have to go with the better movie here. That's the thing.
Yeah. Jacob?
You know what? Let's do it. Dredd.
Yeah. Austin?
Damn, I could end it right here, even though I love the thing. I could end it. Fuck it, let's do it. Dredd. I want Dredd versus Raid. Let's do it. Dredd. Let's do it.
And I would have voted for Dredd, so
yeah.
All right.
Dredd versus the Raid for the championship. Now I gotta literally like flip a coin.
Yeah, right. Maybe the toughest matchup of the night.
Which one?
All right. Yeah.
All right. Who's first?
Richie.
Yeah. Are you fucking off?
This happens every time, doesn't it, Richie?
Yeah.
Every time.
Okay. Dredd.
Yeah. Jacob?
The Raid.
Austin?
Dredd. If Dredd had at least one scene of martial arts, I'd give it to Dredd, but the Raid has it, and that department, and it has good guns, so it has both. So the Raid. Yeah,
and the Raid it does both martial arts and maybe guns better than like both these movies. Maybe, I mean, like the gun stuff's pretty good in Dredd, but I gotta go with the Raid. So, Steven?
I would have gone with Dredd. I love Carl Urban as Dredd, and Lena Headey is a great villain.
Yeah.
But with that, the Raid, the little movie from Indonesia, takes it.
Yeah.
Yes, I'm so happy. Yeah. I'm so happy. That movie's great.
There we go.
This may be its only chance to ever win a tournament, and it won. So I'm happy about that. I fucking think the Raid's great. Yeah, nice. Very nice.
Yeah. Well, anytime we can spread some more love and awareness for the Raid. So if anyone that might be tuning in, if you have not seen the Raid, it's freaking awesome. Go check it out. Stop what you're doing and go watch it.
And funny, if the Raid had been on the right side, I don't know if it would have made it that far. Like, the right side would have been a little bit harder actually overall. So the Raid might not have made it.
Yep.
So yeah, there you go. Well, nice. Well, our Elite Eight ended up being for the poll tomorrow. Ended up being Ex Machina, 127 Hours, The Raid, Crimson Tide, The Thing, The Lighthouse, 10 Cloverfield Lane, and Dread. 8 really good movies. I like all those movies.
Yeah.
There you go. Yeah, that'll be an interesting
Lighthouse,
poll to see what comes on
It's
top.
kind of subjective, but it's fun to have it in there.
Yeah. But it's an interesting movie. It's an original movie, which we need more of. An original, non-franchise, crazy movie. You at least give it that. Like it's not, some cookie cutter movie.
Yeah, because over time, the more movies you make, the harder it is going to be able to come up with original ideas. So I mean, and Lighthouse is certainly original. So yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But that'll do it.
All right,
so
excellent. We'll do it.
Yeah.
All right. Everybody, that was fun. Good movies.
Yeah, that was a fun time. So I'll be interested to see how the poll goes tomorrow. See where people vote. So
hey, while you're giving your plugs, I just want to see how the poll from the winter sports is doing. Like what kind of came out on top after a day or so of people voting. So go ahead and start, and I'll look that up real quick. But Steven, go ahead and plug whatever you want to plug.
Yeah, go for it.
Well, I mean, I'm on all the social medias, Letterboxd at Shepard82, and I'll be back on Tuesday for the rom-coms one here.
Yeah, absolutely. That's going to be a two-parter, like sort of three-parter with the championship half bracket. So yeah, but Richie, where can we find you?
Start finding on social media. Goodacre. If I'm not on here, I'm on Jordan Owen's channel. Usually just doing wrestling or movie trivia. Doing that. But yeah, I'm also going to be on the romantic comedy one. I feel like I follow Steven everywhere as well these days.
He's on every other episode.
Yeah, and not even intentionally, but I feel like I have watched a lot of romantic comedy, so I don't feel like I have to study up on it. I feel like I would have watched a fair chunk.
I'm the same way. Like I was looking at the list, and I was like, man, there's gonna be a lot of these I haven't seen, and just through just life, I've seen a lot of these movies. Like not really intentionally, but just like through girlfriends and ex, and seeing just being in the same room while the movie was on, or cable, or just shit being on TV. Like I've seen a lot more than I thought I haven't seen. So yeah, it's one of those things. So I think rom-coms just invade our lives whether we want to or not. They're just around. They're always around.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, they're just always around. Because usually most people like some romantic comedies. I mean even kids can watch certain romantic comedies depending on what it is. And then like teenagers, like old people, young people, they're just everywhere. So yeah, it'll be a fun time. But Jacob, where can we find you?
Yeah, you can find me here. I have a podcast about wrestling that I do with Jordan Owens every 6 months.
Yeah,
that's what it feels like.
By the time you guys get to another podcast, it'll be WrestleMania, so you can just talk about everything that's happened in between.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, right.
We were supposed to do one yesterday, and then it just didn't happen. But I'm over on his channel too, doing wrestling trivia or movie trivia, and then I'm here also with a podcast about movies with Austin. I think we're going to do one tomorrow. Hopefully,
we might do one tomorrow. Because Sunday is Super Bowl Sunday, and I know a lot of people want to watch that, so we're probably not going to do one Sunday. But yeah, we can do that tomorrow, definitely. Yeah, we're going to be talking about tell what we're going to be talking about, Jacob. Give us the topic.
We're going to be talking about some sequels, but not your typical sequels, not, your Dark Knights, your Empire Strikes Back, your T2s, the sequels that don't get talked about enough, the sequels that we love, that we think you should love too.
Nice.
If you don't love them, you're wrong.
Just kind of unsung sequels. Yeah, I mean, not movies that nobody's ever heard of or anything, just ones that don't get talked about enough, in a franchise or something. So yeah, just talking about that. Yeah, we're not going to be talking about Terminator 2 and The Godfather 2. Like, there's no point in talking about those. Like, everybody's talking those to death. We're just going to talk about other movies.
You probably gave away one that you'll probably talk about tomorrow earlier in the show.
Oh, right. Yeah.
Predator
my
2.
Alien Talk and my Predator 2. Yeah, that one might be on my list. I might talk about it again. I'll use any excuse I can to talk about Predator 2. So, yeah.
I will say, though, that if you're looking for some good movie recommendations, tune into a podcast about movies. They got some solid recommendations for a lot of movies that you may have not seen that you guys usually talk about a lot of underrated movies and that kind of thing. So yeah.
Yeah, we did our A to Z movie recommendations, and we didn't really have much crossover. I think we crossed over maybe once or something, but yeah, it was just a lot of movies that a lot of different movies, and we try to keep it pretty positive. We're not going to do a lot of negative episodes. We're talking about things we hate, like we might do. I mean, not really hate. We might do an episode around the Oscar time of like maybe Oscar snubs or the Oscars got it wrong or something like that. But that's more hating on the elite, like the establishment. We're not really, and that's also, but that's also an unsung thing because we want to talk about the movies that we think should have got more love or something like that. So, we try to keep it positive and just keep more of like a recommendation sort of based show and things like that. So, that's what we do. Well, we have fun.
Yeah. Well, Austin, where else can we find you anymore?
Besides that, we'll probably go live at some point tomorrow. So keep an eye on Facebook. We'll give some notifications whenever we're about to go live. And Henry Confidential, I do Let's Rank stuff. We just did Alien versus Predator. Speaking of Predator 2, so go check out my crazy ratings on that one. And then this week we're going to do Kevin Smith movies. So we talked about Clerks 2 on here a lot.
Nice.
Clerks, things like that, Mallrats. So we'll be rating all of his movies. I think there's 13 of them, so it's going to be one of our biggest episodes we've ever done. Because Alien vs. Predator had 12, but Kevin Smith has 13. So,
nice.
Movies. That'll be fun. Yeah, 13
cool.
Movies, because you forget about stuff like Red State, and Cop Out.
Yeah, that's what I thought he had more.
Yoga Hosers. No, he's got 13. Just 13 movies. Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Well, he's done. He always seems like he's around, but we don't count like his stand-up specials or like the Jay and Bob cartoon movie that he did, things like that. Like none of that stuff. So, yeah.
I still want to. I still haven't seen and want to see the Jay and Silent Bob reboot sequel.
Yeah,
it's pretty
solid. We'll definitely talk about it on the thing. Yeah, it's not bad. So we'll talk about it. Yeah, we'll be doing that this week.
But a lot more heart than I thought that movie would actually have. So yeah, but yeah, you can find us on all the socials also at Movie Hero 2121 on Twitter, Instagram, all that fun stuff. And you can also find us in the Facebook group Schmodown Friends and Family. So if you want to come on and talk Schmodown, you can do that. Or if you have anything that you want to promote, if you have any kind of
it's a good page to follow because we all plug each other's shows on there. So like all throughout the feed, you'll see links to everybody's YouTube shows and stuff. Like all these shows, Jacob's shows and Henry's show, like all these shows we do. We link everything on there, so it's a good page to follow to see when everybody's going live. Check out everybody's shows.
Yeah, and you can find the poll with the Elite Eight, and that'll be up tomorrow, and then also just a couple episodes we have coming up. So we already talked about the rom-coms, 2/3 parter that we're going to be doing, and then also we're going to be continuing our Oscar series. So we're going to do next Friday the best picture Oscar nominees from 2003 to 2012. Then
I just watched Michael Clayton yesterday to prep for that. Like a couple movies I haven't seen. Yeah, interesting.
Yeah, I have some blind spots I got to catch up on for sure for that. But we have our comedy championship coming up. Also, that's going to be our top 10 from every decade from the 70s and all the way up until the 2010s. So that's coming up. We're doing best comic book movies set in a shared universe. So like your Marvel, your DC, your X-Men, Fantastic Four, all that stuff will be included there. And then we're going to be doing Jordan Owens' top 64 favorite movies on March 4th. So that's coming up.
Ready to rumble.
Yeah. Right. Ready to rumble for the win. Absolutely. And then also too, we're going to be continuing our One Crazy Night series. We've been doing it with the part 2. That's going to be on Tuesday, March 8th. So we'll have the part 2 for that coming up. So that's
the other 64 Crazy Night and Day movies that we didn't get to yet. So that'll be fun.
Yeah.
Because there's so many of them. We had to do 2 episodes for that one.
Yeah. Right. Yeah. So like watch for that. And let's see. There's something else I was going to plug, but I think that'll do it for now. If I think about it, it'll be on our social media, so you can watch for that. But remember what I was going to plug. So usually at the beginning of every month, I'll put out kind of a longer schedule of the episodes we have coming up. So if anybody wants to sign up or be a part of any episode, you can do that. I didn't do it this at the beginning of this month because I got a little bit busy, but I'm going to throw that up tomorrow. So there'll be maybe 15 or 16 episodes that I'm going to post. So if you want to sign up, you can watch for that on all of our social medias. So that'll be up tomorrow. We'll have the kind of bigger, longer list. So, but anyways, yeah, that's pretty much where you can find us. And thanks again to all my guests for joining us tonight. That was a fun time. So I'm actually pretty happy with our winner. So yeah, we'll see how it does in the poll tomorrow. So, but but for Steven, for Richie, for Jacob, for Austin, for Chris Scott, I've been Jordan Movie Hero Anderson, and we will see you next time.